In the sect of other people, every time pills are distributed, it is a day of great joy for the disciples. But in this sect, every time pills are handed out, the disciples are terrified. This is because among the ordinary pills, there is a rare super pill mixed in. The rules of the sect allow for competition, so anyone who receives one must think carefully and find a way to escape. This time, just like every other time, the rare pill was given to a new disciple. While the senior brothers were still threatening the newcomers, this new disciple proactively offered the pill to the grand senior sister. As a result, he turned disaster into fortune, exchanging it for a top-notch cultivation cave and also gaining the support of the grand senior sister. This made those around him hesitant to act rashly. He grew even more pleased with himself. In a place where people were competing, he sold healing pills at 10 times the normal price, but no one could refuse. Each time someone was about to collapse, he would jump out to offer his services, even whispering temptations in their ears. The buyer of the healing pills would then overpower their opponent, and he would jump over to offer his services to that side as well. Thus, the entire area of competition turned into a marketplace. Everyone was sweating profusely without any gains, while he alone returned with 2 full bags of money. The voice of the senior brother resounded throughout the training hall. For months of training to reach the first level of chi condensation is not necessarily a sign of extraordinary talent, but you are not foolish either. From now on, you are no longer a servant. Meng Hao, starting today, you are officially an outer disciple of the Cao San sect. You should head towards the mountain, first go to the treasure pavilion to choose a magic weapon, and then head to the outer sect residence at the northern edge to find a place to stay. Meng Hao replied seriously, understood. He added, Meng Hao, as your senior brother, I want to remind you of something. The first page of the Qi condensing aura is the fundamental principle of survival in our sect, you must remember it. Hearing this, he clasped his hands and bowed deeply, thank you for the reminder, senior brother. The senior brother simply said, all right, you may go now. As he walked, Meng Hao focused intently on reading. Those who have a mountain to rely on will live a life of wealth. If a cultivator wishes to live without worries for a lifetime, they should join the Cao San sect. I am Cao San, the old ancestor of Cao San. He puzzled over it, what does this mean? Gradually making his way up the long flight of stairs, he stopped in front of the entrance to the grand estate. Very quickly, a voice echoed from within. Meng Hao, the outer sect disciple of Puhang, grants you a private room, a green robe, a spirit bead, and a storage pouch. With the spirit bead, you can enter the treasure hall to receive a magic weapon. The person inside then threw him a cloth bag. Meng Hao curiously opened it to see. Suddenly throwing out a pouch. What's inside? The person inside couldn't help but sigh inwardly. You don't even know what a storage pouch is? Then he kindly explained. Put your spiritual energy into this pouch to store items. As for the items inside, once you return, you can check the treasure hall and then open it. First, go in and choose a magic weapon. After hearing this, he stepped into the city. Inside, various magic weapons were displayed in each cabinet. Meng Hao stood frozen in the hall, mouth agape. Are all these magic weapons? If I could choose one that suits me best, that would be great. Looking around, he suddenly noticed a magic weapon placed on a table. Why is this mirror in such a prominent position? But this bronze mirror doesn't look very appealing, it doesn't have any luster at all. Moreover, there are even a few rust spots. In contrast to other treasures, this mirror is extremely clear. He just tapped it lightly with his hand, and unexpectedly, the master jumped down from the upper floor. Junior brother indeed has a discerning eye. If you can hold this mirror, it means you are destined for it. This mirror is the most mysterious treasure of our clan. It is said that obtaining this item not only brings great opportunities but also grants great magical powers. I believe that with your charisma, junior brother, if you use this mirror, you will be able to dominate the world at your fingertips. After listening to him for a while, he was bewildered. He tried to process it, asking boredly, this mirror. Without hesitation, he shoved the mirror into his hand, cheerfully saying, Junior brother, don't look at this mirror, it doesn't emit any treasure light. You must understand, any spiritual connection treasure is more extraordinary the less it appears so. This bronze mirror has a very special origin. Years ago, a beam of light from the heavens shone down, forming this mirror. As soon as it appeared, it shook the Zhao kingdom. It was recognized by the elder of our sect, Cao San Old Ancestor, as a treasure that connects to the heavens. Although the Old Ancestor, I can never understand the use of this treasure, but I still conclude that if this mirror encounters someone fated, they will be able to roam the heavens and the earth. Meng Hao began to have some doubts in his heart. I will never understand the purpose of this treasure. Doesn't that mean this mirror is useless? Why does this senior brother keep insisting on recommending it? Thinking this, he cautiously spoke up, Cao San Old Ancestor is our sect's old master. If he has not understood it yet, then how can I, a newcomer, grasp it? Before he could finish, the other person brushed him off and began to speak incessantly. Junior brother, what you said is incorrect. The old ancestor may not have succeeded in his research, but he has also proven that this treasure is disobedient to heaven. Generally speaking, extraordinary secret treasures are all about fate. What if you are the one fated with this mirror? In fact, many fellow disciples before you have also held this mirror, but received nothing at all. My senior brother is very easygoing and allows them to exchange for a new treasure, so you can rest assured. If it doesn't work out, you can return at any time, and at that time, just choose something else. But this opportunity, if thrown away and it turns out to be fated, will be regretted for a lifetime. As he thought, there must be something shady about this. When it comes time to exchange it, he will probably make up another story. Just as he hesitated to continue, but his hand quickly shot out, delivering a direct blow that sent him flying, tumbling several times on the ground. He was thrown straight outside, and the other's annoyed voice echoed from within, Junior brother, don't violate the sect's rules on your very first day. Once you pick up something from this treasure haul, you cannot put it down. If I, your senior brother, am soft-hearted, then if you truly have no fate with this mirror, you may bring it back tomorrow to exchange it. Meng Hao's face turned pale in an instant, sweat pouring down. Until late at night, he put on his robe and redressed. In the outer sect disciples' quarters, he felt a bit uplifted. The environment here is much better than that of the servant. From now on, I, Meng Hao, am no longer a scholar in Yunjia County and no longer a servant. I am now a disciple of the outer sect of Cao San sect. We will walk our own path of cultivating immortals. Suddenly, the sounds of a scuffle outside caught his attention. Don't. A moment later, blood splattered across the window, leaving him frozen in shock. What? He listened intently to the sounds outside. Isn't it better to hand it over obediently? Is it really necessary to offend like this? Be more careful next time. Meng Hao covered his mouth with both hands, recalling the words of his senior brother. When you reach the outer sect, I will explain the rules of the outer sect to you. The Cao San sect we are in used to be the top of the 4 major sects in the Zhao kingdom. The sect rules of our sect are very strict. They do not care about whether disciples have relationships or indulge in mutual destruction, which is why it is called the demonic sect of Zhao kingdom. Although the outer sect receives spirit stones and pills every month, it does not prohibit disciples from fighting and robbing each other. Moreover, there is a designated public area for killing. You must take care of yourself. He could not hide his horror, finally realizing. Senior brother wasn't trying to scare me, everything he said was true. In the past, when reading comics, he always thought that the immortals in the stories, they all have a pioneering appearance, Taoism, gentle as jade. As a result, this Cao San sect is entirely about the strong preying on the weak, bandits looting, and evildoers running rampant. But then again, if I have been captured to serve, what can I expect to be gentle as jade? He turned to glance at the mirror on the table. Looking at himself in the mirror, Meng Hao thought to himself, in this case, the unclear purpose of this mirror may not be a bad thing. If I can choose a powerful magic weapon, I will surely attract attention and bring disaster upon myself. The stronger I am, the stronger I will become, while the weaker will only grow weaker. If I want to survive here, I must continue on the path to becoming stronger. In the early morning, everyone in the sect looked at Meng Hao with disdain. Isn't that the new outside sect disciple? He chose that broken mirror. He must not have any money, useless person, not worth robbing. He calmly walked past them, thinking to himself, fortunately, that mirror is known to be trash, so no one has bothered me these past few days. After I joined the outer sect, no master has paid attention to me. I still rely on the chi condensation level scroll to cultivate on my own after joining the sect. Recently, my cultivation has also stagnated. The second level of chi condensation begins to transform the mortal body, making it easier to adapt to spiritual energy. Because of this, the amount of spiritual energy consumed is several times greater than at the first level. Based on my talent, if I want to reach the second level of chi condensation, it will take about 1 to 2 years. To reach the third level will take several times longer. If it continues like this, it is indeed too slow. I will need to rely on pills or spirit stones to shorten the time. However, if a newcomer lacks ability but has spirit stones, they will be robbed by the sect. Isn't this like a wall-knocking ghost? This kind of rule is just nurturing the old. Only those who can seize the resources of others can advance to the inner sect. While he was pondering, suddenly the people in the sect rushed out. Hurry up, today is the day for pill distribution, quickly go to the central square of the outer sect. He wondered, pill distribution day. A crowd was gathering in front of the sect statue waiting, and it turned out that Uncle Shangguan personally came to distribute the pills. Moreover, senior sister Su and senior brother Chen are both disciples of the inner sect. In the past, they rarely showed their faces, yet this time they are here. Could it be that the pills will be distributed separately this time? It must be so. Look over there, senior brother Han Zong from the outer sect has appeared. He is the second-ranking member of the outer sect and has reached the 5th level of chi condensation. If he can reach the 7th level of chi condensation, he will automatically become a disciple of the inner sect. It's a pity we can't see senior brother Wang Dengfei. With senior brother Wang's talent, he basically doesn't care about these pills. Looking at the 3 serious figures standing above, Meng Hao suddenly realized, it was that woman who brought me here. He then noticed the conversation between the 2 people behind him. This time there will be something interesting to watch. Each time pills are distributed separately, there is a ceiling time of 12 time periods. That's right, when the time comes, it will be a grand chase to see. Meng Hao was a bit stunned. What? We can't eat them immediately. Everyone can snatch these pills. At this moment, Shangguan Tu shouted sternly, silence. He waved his hand and said, I am Shangguan Tuesday. Today is the day of the pill distribution, and each person will receive 1 chi condensation pill and half a spirit stone. The people in the sect began to grab the pills that he scattered. I stared wide-eyed at the 2 stones in my hands. Is this really the spirit stones and pill? Although they were only the size of a fingernail, they looked transparent like crystal, captivating everyone at first glance. As for this pill, it had a faint, strange seal on it. Is this the seal of the 12-time gods they mentioned? With these 2 items, I can improve my cultivation speed a bit. I must hold on to them tightly, they cannot be taken away by others. Once everything was settled, Shangguan Tu took out the last pill. In addition, there is also a limit spirit pill. Immediately, the crowd below began to stir. A separate pill distribution, and it's a limit spirit pill. This is an extremely precious pill for cultivators at the 5th level of chi condensation and above. There are probably not many in the sect, and yet one has been taken out. If this type of pill is distributed, there will be many casualties in this external sect competition. Meng Hao didn't care, he was content to hold tightly to the 2 stones in his hand. What is this weaving? It has nothing to do with me anyway. It's best if all of you just go fight and don't pay any attention to me. But then he continued, today there isn't any of this pill, but I heard that this month a disciple has been promoted to the outside sect, and I commend him greatly. If this continues, the glory of Cao San sect will be just a matter of time. This pill is a gift for that person to encourage him. These words directly jolted him awake. What? The pill was thrown down, accidentally landing in Meng Hao's hand. He was terrified, sweat streaming down his face. Why is this happening? This is a disaster. Suddenly, someone shouted loudly, this guy is finished. The last person to receive a pill separately was at the 2nd level of chi condensation. Just because he hesitated for a moment, Zhao Wu Gang, a senior brother who couldn't get a pill, got furious and dragged him out of the public area, then beheaded him. As he turned, he caught sight of hundreds of hateful gazes directed at him. They surrounded him, both enticing and threatening. Junior brother, later give me this pill. If not, I will show you my true face. If you don't hand it over, this day next year will be your death anniversary. Junior brother, give me the limit spirit pill. From now on, I will protect you. Find a bright spot. Don't seek death. Hand over the pill to me, give me the limit spirit pill, don't go looking for death. Shangguan martial nephew, over here an elder is chatting with Elder O Yang on the mountaintop. This seems a bit excessive. To give this pill to a kid who just joined the sect is truly harming him. You and I do not care about the sect's affairs, we just follow the rules left by the old ancestor back then. Although it is unfair, resources are limited, and whether one lives or dies depends on their magical powers. This world of cultivation is not a fair place at all. Moreover, before the old ancestor entered seclusion, he had strictly ordered that from then on, the brutal competitive rules of the sect must not be changed. No one knows when the old ancestor will exit, so do you dare to change this rule? He could only sigh and nonchalantly reply, it's just a child, let it go. In the sect, Meng Hao raised his hand and spoke loudly, disciple has something to say. I was able to reach Cao San sect and feel the great aura of Cao San sect thanks to a magical power. I am very grateful to the person who granted me this magical power. I have longed day and night to meet her once again, to personally thank her. Until today, I finally saw the person I have been longing for, this person is Su's senior sister. Hearing this, she was a bit surprised. As soon as he turned his head, he bowed respectfully and presented the pill, saying, Su's senior sister, junior brother is immensely grateful to you. With nothing to repay you, I would like to specially gift you this pill. This is the only way I can repay the grace of your rebirth, senior sister. This immediately left the other fellow disciples in shock. They did not dare to speak, only thinking to themselves, is it really possible to do this? To openly present a gift like this in front of so many people. Moreover, to give it to an inner sect disciple. Who would dare to continue to rob this? This method is so simple, yet why didn't I think of it back then? Damn it, what the hell? Even I didn't think of this method back then, which caused me to be seriously injured and bedridden for more than 3 months. Su's senior sister turned to ask for his opinion, Shangguan uncle, can I? He stroked his beard calmly and replied, if he has the intention to repay kindness, then of course you can. Hearing this, she waved her hand, and the pill in his hand quickly ended up in hers. Su's senior sister looked at him and said, a few years ago, I was granted a cultivation cave in Nanfeng by the outside sect, and now I'll lend it to you to stay in. He respectfully replied, thank you, senior sister. The envious crowd thought to themselves, the cultivation cave of Su's senior sister is indeed incredibly fortunate. It is said that the spiritual energy in that cave is very abundant, and even the sect doesn't have many like it. Su's senior sister says it's a loan, but it's clearly a gift. However, just one word loan can dispel the thoughts of many. It seems that the pill this little guy gave is truly effective. Damn it, why didn't I think of this back then? Oh, young elder looked down and laughed, this kid is interesting. As soon as he entered the sect, he already knew to find a mountain to lean on, could this be instinct? In just a moment, he understood the true meaning of our Cao San sect. This little guy is skilled, extremely skilled. Deep underground, a room remained tightly sealed all year round. Looking at the stone tablet he had just received, Meng Hao silently guessed, the jade slip that senior sister Su gave me must be the key to this stone gate. The aura emanating from it astonished him. The cave door suddenly opened, releasing a thick stream of spiritual energy. As he stepped in and looked around, he said with satisfaction, such abundant spiritual energy. This is incredible. This is truly the place where immortals reside. Suddenly, Meng Hao noticed a small stone peak radiating an immortal weapon in the corner, and there was even a spirit spring. Although this spirit spring was very small and showed signs of drying up, it had little effect on those at the 3rd or 4th level of qi condensation. But for someone at the 1st level like him, this was the best environment to build his foundation. The preciousness of this place was beyond description, absolutely surpassing even a limit spirit pill. Senior sister Su's gift is too generous. The next day, he stared in astonishment at the powerful spiritual energy radiating from his body. The results of one night are equivalent to 2 months of cultivation recently. If I can cultivate like this a few more times, I will be able to break through to the first level of chi condensation and enter the second level. Once I reach the second level, I can cast the first spell from the chi condensation scroll. But the spiritual energy in the stone chamber has thinned out, I must have drained it all last night. However, with the spirit spring here, the spiritual energy will likely be rich again in a few days. I haven't seen Chubby Kid for a few days, maybe I should visit him. As he left the room, he muttered to himself, now that I have this cultivation cave, I don't have to worry about being ambushed in the middle of the night anymore. If I can rely on the spirit spring to cultivate, I will become stronger faster than others at the same level. After some time, I won't have to hide from anyone anymore. In a few months, I will go to the treasure pavilion to return this broken mirror and exchange it for another treasure. Suddenly, he turned his gaze toward the sound coming from the nearby bushes. Is that a wild chicken or a wild rabbit? Well, I might as well catch it and give it to Chubby Kid for a meal. Thinking for a moment, Manhwa dashed straight into the bushes. The Chubby Kid, with the surname Li and named Fu Gui, is the young master of a wealthy merchant in the city. He and I were captured by Su's senior sister and brought to the Cao Sen sect, where we were assigned to the same room as servants. I originally thought he was just a stingy young master, but unexpectedly, he turned out to be quite chivalrous and kind-hearted. He helped me complete most of the tree-cutting tasks, giving me more time than the other servants to study chi-condensing aura techniques and skills to join the sect. Because of this, I was able to reach the first level of chi condensation within 4 months. Additionally, this Chubby Kid has a secret. When he gets hungry, he sleepwalks at night and will bite anything he encounters. This shows that his teeth are extremely strong, he even gnawed a corner off a wooden table. I believe those teeth are not ordinary, and perhaps he was captured because of this talent. Looking into the bushes in the forest, Manhwa thought to himself, it could be wild chicken or a rabbit, I'll catch something for the Chubby Kid to improve his diet. With that thought, he dashed in without hesitation. As soon as he caught it, he joyfully exclaimed, it's a wild chicken. Suddenly, the mirror from his chest emitted a powerful spiritual energy, directly causing the chicken in his hand to bleed from its rear. Manhwa's face turned pale, and his mind was in chaos. What's going on? Why did this wild chicken explode from its anus? No, is it because of me? Just now I felt a bit warm in my chest. He carefully took the mirror out of his shirt. He stood silently staring at it for a moment. But unexpectedly, Manhwa suddenly dashed forward like an arrow. He quickly targeted a nearby rabbit, immediately holding the mirror in front of it. The rabbit also instantly bled. Not believing it, he aimed at a few others. His eyes shining brightly, acting frantically. Blood spilled all over the forest. At his feet, there were now piles of animal corpses, large and small. He murmured, all of them meet the same end. This mirror is too brutal. A treasure, this must definitely be a treasure. It's just that the nature of this treasure is a bit sinister. Yet it enjoys blowing up the rear ends of wild beasts. Returning to the dark underground room, he sat down and calculated in his head, the tiger exploded 5 times. The wolf is twice. But when it comes to snakes and crocodiles, there is no reaction. The scaly ones are not good, so does it prefer the furry ones? This habit is really strange. The important thing is that in the forest, this frenzied gorilla is a second-tier chi condensation demon beast, the scarlet flame demon ape. As it charged forward, Manhwa quickly took out the mirror and reflected it at it. The scarlet flame demon ape immediately collapsed, surprising him a bit. Even demon beasts can't escape having their anuses blown up. This mirror must be an extraordinary magic weapon, and why does it look so new? The rust marks have clearly diminished. Do you like having your anus blown up like that? But today, you are the hero, thanks to you, I have obtained this second-tier chi condensation demon pill. Manhwa tightly held the jade pill he had just obtained from the scarlet flame demon ape. 3 jade pills and the mirror were neatly placed on the table. He stared at them, thinking, the refined chi pill provided by the sect, the protective mirror, the second-tier demon pill. With half a spirit stone provided by the sect, this is all my wealth. For someone who has just joined the sect, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Which one should I eat first? First of all, I should try the one that the sect provided first. He didn't hesitate to grab it and swallow it whole. So this is the feeling. The pill, as soon as it enters the body, transforms into strands of spiritual energy that slowly spread out. Then I will circulate my cultivation within my body, merging the spiritual energy with my physical form. Next is this demon pill. As soon as he swallowed it, Meng Hao's eyes widened, and sweat poured down in streams. He hurriedly crawled out of the chair and sat upright on the bed. Half a moment later, the wood energy radiated from his body intensely, and sweat dripped down profusely from his forehead. I was careless. The spiritual energy from this demon pill far exceeds that of the condensation pills. It dissipates immediately upon entering my body, and I need to use my cultivation to counter it, continuously merging with it. If I leave it like this, I will be overwhelmed by the spiritual energy. Is this dirty energy? Is it the filth within my body? I seem to have read in the Qi condensation scroll, spiritual energy flows like a stream, expelling impurities. Could this be the second level of Qi condensation? Is the effect of this demon pill really that powerful? It's just a pity that demon beasts are not commonly encountered. If they were, I could use this protective mirror to infinitely upgrade my pills. What a shame. Meng Hao stepped out and was startled to find another pill on the table. He carefully took a few steps back, feeling confused. What is this? Why is there still another demon pill? Could I have misremembered? Did that demon beast produce 2 demon pills? No way, I remember it clearly. Wait, the half-spirit stone is also missing. Could it be that this mirror absorbed the spirit stones and turned the demon pill into 2? That would be too miraculous. If it really can replicate pills, then this mirror is not an ordinary magic weapon but a rare treasure in the world. But if this is true, then why has no one discovered the function of this bronze mirror over the years? Why is it that only I have found out? Why waste time thinking about these useless things? As a newcomer, I know nothing and can't make any accurate judgments. The issue now is spirit stones. I need to have spirit stones. From now until the next alchemy release day, there is still a whole month left. What is going on? I was already short on money in Yunjie County. How is it that I'm still short on money even while cultivating immortals? Money, you once said that no one becomes rich without effort. How reckless. After a moment of self-reassurance, Meng Hao reluctantly absorbed the last pill. His body immediately felt as if a new spiritual mine was flowing through it. In Meng Hao's martial arts book, it was clearly stated that when a cultivator reaches the second level of Qi condensation, they can perform immortal techniques, and at the 5th level of Qi condensation, they can perform the wind-walking art. He diligently practiced each move of the fire serpent art. A direct blow landed squarely on the giant bear. It let out a roar but remained standing, leaving him stunned. I used the fire serpent art, and it didn't kill it. Out of options, Meng Hao had to take out his mirror and shine it at the bear. The bear immediately spat out blood. He thought to himself, the protective mirror is indeed more reliable. I went deep into the mountains just to encounter a demon beast. Luckily, it wasn't in vain. Now that I have this demon pill, I can use the spirit stones given by the sect to refine it on the next alchemy release day. Only then can I determine whether this is the truth or not. It may take another 3 years before I can reach the 3rd level of Qi condensation. I have to go back now. If I go deeper into the mountains, I might encounter danger. 10 days later, on the day of pill distribution. Standing in the crowd waiting, he thought to himself, this time the pill distribution is not presided over by Uncle Shangguan, so it's much more normal. I already have half a spirit stone, and after getting the demon pill, the Qi condensation pill clearly has much less effect. Suddenly, he paused for a moment and glanced over. He saw 2 people fighting, and Meng Hao murmured, they still haven't left, and someone is already robbing pills. Last time I escaped disaster thanks to the reputation of Senior Sister Su. But after some time, others might see that Senior Sister Su and I are not very close, so I still need to improve myself quickly to be able to protect myself. As long as the bronze mirror really works, let's see in a few months who will rob whom. But this bronze mirror is indeed very strange. Just now, I secretly shone it on a few senior brothers, but didn't see any reaction at all. It feels like this bronze mirror only works on animals with thick fur. As he looked up, he caught sight of a tall, thin figure hiding behind a tree not far in front of him. Meng Hao hesitantly said, "Greetings, Zhao senior brother." He began to worry, oh no, it's Zhao Wu Gang, third level of chi condensation. This person is ruthless and cruel. It said he has killed quite a few low-level disciples under the pretext of seizing resources. He immediately got straight to the point. Since you've recognized me, there's no need for Zhao to say much more. Hand over the pills and spirit stones. He bowed his head deeply, his voice trembling. I hope Zhao's senior brother can overlook this. I just received the spirit stones and pills, could you give me some time? He said loudly, overlook it. Fine, from now on, I will live with you in the cultivation cave. Outside, you and I are fellow disciples, but in the cultivation cave, you will be Zhao's servant. If you dare to say even a word against this, today I will show you what it means to live worse than death. In his heart, Zhao's senior brother secretly calculated, I just broke through to the third level. I am in urgent need of a large amount of spiritual energy for reinforcement. This cultivation cave of Manhwa is exactly what I need. But if senior sister Su comes to interrogate me, it will be hard to explain. I kept Manhwa by my side as a servant for a while. If senior sister Su doesn't ask, I will kill him. Hearing his request, I began to hesitate. This cultivation cave is senior sister Su's residence. I dare not decide on my own, it should be. He went mad and immediately attacked. You are just trying to save face. Manhwa instinctively countered, fire serpent art. Senior brother Zhao was caught off guard and took the hit. While he was still stunned, Manhwa quickly fled. He couldn't hide his astonishment, fire serpent art. Has he really reached the second stage of chi condensation so quickly? He has only just joined the sect a few days ago. This proves the effectiveness of senior sister Su's cultivation cave. I must have it. Thinking this, he broke into a mischievous smile and began to mutter, beast transformation art. His body began to take on the characteristics of high-level demon beasts. Meanwhile, Manhwa was desperately trying to escape. Senior brother Zhao was right on his heels. He roared, you little mixed breed, this place is deserted. Not a soul in sight. Are you seeking death? Today, I, Zhao, will fulfill that for you. You stubbornly charged forward. He lunged at you, claws raking, causing you to lose your balance and fall. Manhwa struggled to slide across the grass. Senior brother Zhao menacingly approached, pointing at you and shouting, you will be the first to die under my three-tiered beast transformation art. To die under my renowned spells is no injustice for you. Manhwa's heart began to panic. Beast transformation art? Is that transforming into demon beasts? Covered in fur, this guy with a bronze mirror will surely prefer that. Immediately, he pulled out the mirror and raised it. The mirror reflected directly into his face. A moment later, a sharp pain shot through his backside. Senior brother Zhao collapsed to the ground, crying out in agony, what have you done? He was a bit surprised, it really works. Manhwa held the mirror high, carefully backing away. Senior brother Zhao, let's end it here today. I won't trouble you, and you don't trouble me, alright? He lay flat on the ground, glaring at you, cursing, you little bastard, today I will not only kill you but also find your home at the foot of the mountain. Then I will kill your entire family, humiliating your parents and your clan. I will make your whole family experience this kind of pain, crying out until death. You still speak gently, you came to rob me, to force me. I want to settle this amicably, but you still want to kill my whole family. He still refused to back down, screaming, I must kill you, your whole family. Manhwa coldly raised the mirror again, if that's the case. He curled up, trembling and clutching his injured lower back. The veins on senior brother Zhao's forehead bulged, ready to burst with blood, and the part of his back he was shielding began to bleed as well. His eyes turned white, roaring in pain. Then, before he could rush towards you, he spat blood from his mouth. The mirror in your hand also fell. You turned pale, weakly stepping back a few paces, standing frozen as you looked at senior brother Zhao's body on the ground, feeling a sense of panic, I have killed someone. Just thinking about his corpse made Manhwa's heart feel chaotic. He tried to reassure himself, it was senior brother Zhao who provoked me first, so I had no choice but to act. At this moment, I also softened and wanted to reconcile with him, but he refused. I killed someone, but I also used reasoning and talked about righteousness. He deserved to die. After thinking for a while, he told himself, forget it, thinking about that is useless. The strong oppressing the weak is the survival rule in the sect anyway. First, let's see what's in Zhao Wugang's storage bag. As he poured it out, his eyes widened in shock. Oh my god, 8 half-spirit stones and 7 chi condensation pills. Is this useless person really that rich? This sword was what had blocked my fire serpent art. This bone has some writing on it. Damn it, this is the skill for beast transformation, and it can't be learned. If the mirror explodes and tears my anus, that would be terrible. If there are this many spirit stones and a demon pill, then it's worth a try. Meng Hao carefully placed the mirror on the table. He meticulously arranged each stone on the surface of the mirror, murmuring, demon pill, and then half a spirit stone. If I can replicate a demon pill, it would prove that my previous guess was correct. After a stick of incense, he gradually lost patience. No changes, why is that? Could it be that I guessed wrong? Isn't it the effect of the bronze mirror? Then how could there be more than one demon pill before? No, we need to try one more pill to see. As soon as the second spirit stone was placed on the mirror, the surface of the mirror swallowed the stone like a lake, radiating a light that left him stunned. A moment later, there were 2 demon pills on the surface of the mirror. Meng Hao couldn't help but be amazed. It worked, the mirror really is miraculous. Out of 10 half-spirit stones, only 1 remained, and it had turned into 4 demon pills. As he absorbed each pill into his body, it felt like the fierce power of Zhao's senior brother was coursing through him. When Meng Hao continued to consume another pill, his body felt filled with the strength of a wolf. Thousands of their claws seemed to devour his soul, all resembling millions of eyes of spiritual energy slowly being absorbed by Meng Hao's body. Early the next morning, as he raised his hand to test the technique, fire serpent art. The fire erupted fiercely, leaving him astonished. Chi condensation 3rd layer peak, he smirked with satisfaction. I never expected to directly reach the 3rd layer peak. The fire serpent art has also strengthened significantly. The lowest limit of the public area is the 4th level of chi condensation. At that lowest point, I had reached the peak, being one of the strongest among a few. However, the chi condensation pill that the sect produced seems to have no effect at all. Is it a side effect of the demon pill? I might as well give half of this chi condensation pill to Chubby Kid. Saying is doing, let's go find Li Fu Gui. Meanwhile, deep in the forest, Fu Gui, in a fit of anger, was chopping wood while shouting, "You stole my wife, you stole my steamed buns, I will chop you to death, I will bite you to death." Just as he stepped forward, confused, he wondered, what's going on? Fu Gui dropped the axe to the ground and lay down helplessly. He was mumbling in his sleep, "You stole my wife, you stole my steamed buns, I will chop you to death, I will bite you to death." He scratched his head and said, "What's this? Dreaming in broad daylight?" Suddenly, he fell silent, noticing something else. His teeth are getting longer and sharper. Indeed, they are spiritual teeth. Unexpectedly, Fu Gui, who was sound asleep, suddenly opened his eyes wide. He sat up, craving, and said, "The smell of wild chicken." Meng Hao, sitting there roasting chicken, laughed and said, "It really is wild chicken. It's steaming hot," he exclaimed joyfully. Meng Hao, I've missed you so much. I haven't had any wild game for 2 months. Tell me, for the past 2 months, I've been chopping firewood for you every day, why haven't you brought me a wild chicken each day?" He helplessly thought to himself, "Brother, you were the one chopping firewood in your dreams." He began to inquire, "How has your cultivation been lately? Have you sensed any spiritual energy?" Fu Gui resentfully replied, "Don't mention it. For the past few months, I have been cultivating every day, but I still can't sense any spiritual energy. On the contrary, I feel like my teeth have grown longer. I'm afraid I might bite my tongue in my sleep every night." Meng Hao took out a jade pill and said, "This is a chi condensation pill." He trembled in disbelief and had to ask again, "Are you really giving me something so precious?" He calmly replied, "Don't worry, just take it. Fu Gui, I'm leaving now, and you need to cultivate well too." Fu Gui, moved, said while eating, "Meng brother, I will definitely hurry to reunite with you at the outer sect. When that time comes, you must protect me." He awkwardly nodded, "All right, this low-level area can be protected." Meng Hao stepped down the long stairs leading down the mountain. After just a few steps, he quickly noticed something strange: fog. As he looked up, he encountered a group of people approaching, chatting as they walked. "Wang's senior brother, I heard that the trial for promoting inner sect disciples is about to start, so I want to congratulate you in advance, Wang's senior brother." That's right. Back when Wang's senior brother emerged, he made a name for himself in all directions, and the three major sects all vied to invite him, yet senior brother chose our Cao San sect. Now, senior brother has reached the 6th level of Qi condensation. I heard from the family elders that this promotion trial is specifically for Wang's senior brother. Once Wang's senior brother enters the inner sect, it won't be long before he surpasses Su's senior sister and Chen's senior brother, becoming the #1 disciple of our Cao San sect. Don't talk nonsense. Su's senior sister is a genius of this generation, and Chen's senior brother is devoted to guiding others. They are both fellow disciples whom I respect greatly. Senior brother's teachings are correct, junior brother has learned a lot. Wang Dangkong passed by politely, nodding to greet him. Meng Hao quickly clasped his hands in return. Suddenly, he looked down, noticing the feet of the man not touching the ground. Watching their shadows pass by, he thought to himself, so it's Wang Dangkong, senior brother. That magic can make a person walk in midair. It must be the wind-walking art that only those at the 5th level of Qi condensation can perform. Impressive. I wonder when I will reach the 5th level of Qi condensation. It will probably take some more time. First, I need to find a way to earn more spirit stones. At the top of the high rocky mountain, he focused on reading the sign, low-grade public area, Qi condensation area for the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd levels. The 4th level of Qi condensation prohibits entry to others. He thought to himself, low-grade public area? I used to not even dare to enter here. Suddenly, a desperate scream echoed from somewhere, "Help!" As he turned around, he saw a robber killing a man. "With Chow in front of you, no one can save you," he said while stealing from the victim, cursing, "Damn it, you poor bastard." Meng Hao quickly hid in a corner, peeking. Hiding has become a habit. I am even stronger than this guy now. Although this place can help people become wealthy. But it is also extremely dangerous. For cultivation, for spirit stones, for pills, yet even life is not worth much at all. I am indeed lacking spirit stones. However, I have some opponents here. But this place is too chaotic. If I'm not careful, it will be hard to avoid getting hurt. Suddenly, he had an idea. Wait a minute, it's just about making money. I have a way now. He immediately went to the pill nurturing workshop. Standing in front of the counter, he suggested, "We don't have enough spirit stones, can we exchange them for Qi condensation pills?" After that, he quickly left. The next day, still at the directional stone, low-grade public area, the lowest grade Qi condensation 1st, 2nd, 3rd level, no forcing of Qi condensation 4th level people. He stood at the gate, happily thinking, the sages have said, if you don't let go, how can you catch? This time I can set up many like this, I am sure I will gain a lot. Meng Hao carried 2 or 3 large signs clearly stating, branch of pill nurturing workshop, goods exchanged at equal value. He told himself, let's start doing business. Standing in front of the stone, in the low-grade public area, the lowest grade Qi condensation 1st, 2nd, 3rd level. No forcing of Qi condensation 4th level people. 2 martial arts schools are fiercely fighting. The other guy makes a mistake and gets hit by a sword in the shoulder. Chow Yang smirks and laughs, this time next year will be your Memorial Day. Just when the situation is tense, Meng Hao interjects, brother, are you here? The wise have said that risking your life with an injury is foolish. Look at your shoulder, there's too much blood, it's not beneficial for fighting. I have a high-grade forbidden blood pill from the pill nurturing workshop. It can heal all injuries caused by swords and guarantees to stop the bleeding in 3 breaths. 1 forbidden blood pill costs only 1 spirit stone. You should buy 1. The 2 of them roar in unison, 1 spirit stone. 1 forbidden blood pill. Why don't you go rob someone instead? He continues to sweetly explain, brother, I see that your combat strength is not inferior to his. You must have been ambushed to be in this unfavorable position. If you buy a forbidden blood pill, regain your morale, and then fight him, you might even take him down yourself. If you can seize his storage bag, that spirit stone will be extremely profitable, won't it? Chao Yang lost his patience and threatened, "Damn it, if you keep talking nonsense here, just wait until I finish killing this guy, I won't spare you." The other man sat on the ground and immediately said, "I'll buy it, here are the spirit stones." He skillfully worked. The pill hit the wound on his shoulder. From the serious wound that was bleeding, it gradually healed. Meng Hao quickly accepted the spirit stones, not forgetting the slogan, "Thank you for your support." Chao Yang began to get angry and shouted, "Are you guys joking with me?" He immediately jumped up, ready to fight. A blade instantly took him down. He turned back, snorted coldly, "I won't suffer the same trick twice." Immediately, Meng Hao approached him, who was seriously injured, and offered, "Brother, I see that your combat power is no less than his, you must have been ambushed to fall into this disadvantage. I have a forbidden blood pill here, and I also have a fatigue-relieving tonic. Just 2 spirit stones for everything, I guarantee your blood will be stabilized, your body will feel light, and then you can fight him again." He angrily criticized. "Why are you helping him?" Meng Hao calmly explained, "My relationship with you is purely a business one, why shouldn't I help him?" Chao Yang weakly requested, "The medicine for me." He quickly replied, "Sure thing." As soon as the wound healed, the two of them dove back into fighting. As he left, he took the sign and didn't forget to say, "Enjoy your fight, gentlemen, if you need anything, just come find me." Meng Hao appeared at all the fighting arenas just to promote, "Hey, gentlemen, buy some medicine. As long as you can win, it's equivalent to buying pills with other people's spirit stones. This trade is very worthwhile. Gentlemen, would you like to buy some medicine? Get lost, I already have medicine. It's fine, I can wait for you to finish yours. Hey, gentlemen, he has a lot of stock, it's very disadvantageous for you. You should buy some." "Huh. You two gentlemen seem to be in bad shape, this is due to serious injuries. Don't worry, I have top quality pills, 1 for 1 spirit stone, guaranteed to make you recover immediately. Why aren't you saying anything? Don't you trust me? Just now, a fellow disciple bought pills from me. As a result, he chased after his opponent and killed him. Anyone who uses the medicine first will receive an absolute advantage. The pill nurturing workshop branch saves the purple mansion and does not deceive the old or the young." Just as he left, he was deep in thought, "The stock has sold out, I will restock first thing tomorrow morning. To maintain this business, I must buy up all the healing pills. Even if I don't have enough spirit stones, I must at least buy all the pills of each type. I need to monopolize the market so they will come to me to buy goods." Chao Yang quickly rushed into ambush from behind, "Go die." But a moment later, he received a full blow from him. Meng Hao watched him fall and coldly said, "Brother, you are truly foolish. If I dare to sell medicine, I naturally ensure that none of you can harm me. Brother, you should take a nap first, I will take your storage bag. Next time, it would be better to come to me to buy medicine, and I will give you a little discount." Back home, he counted the fruits of his labor from the day, 1, 2, a total of 53 spirit stones. Struck it rich. This time, compared to killing and robbing, the speed is much faster. Moreover, it's not dangerous at all, there's no need for fighting and killing. The pink pill, this seems to be the beauty-enhancing pill from the pill nurturing workshop. The effect of this pill is to maintain one's appearance. Its price is extremely high, requiring 10 chi condensation pills to exchange for it. It can be said that this is one of the most expensive pills in the pill nurturing workshop. Suddenly, the door behind him opened, and a figure appeared. He instinctively turned his head and saw Senior Sister Sue right behind him. He respectfully bowed his head and said, "Greetings, Senior Sister Sue." She didn't pay attention to look around the room before nodding to herself. Without saying a word, she turned to leave, prompting him to call out, "Senior Sister Sue, it's not easy for you to come here, why don't you sit for a while?" She didn't turn around and replied indifferently, "No need, I have to go into seclusion tomorrow, so I just stopped by to see how you are." He couldn't help but glance at the martial arts book on the table, which contained instructions, "Join the Cao San sect. You can live a life of wealth, and for a cultivator, a life without worries. Join the Cao San sect with us. I am Cao San, the old ancestor of Cao San." Under the blazing red sunset, Meng Hao hurriedly chased after him. Until he was close enough to catch up, he anxiously called out, Su's senior sister. Then he presented a pill and said, I have long wanted to thank senior sister, so I have been accumulating spiritual energy pills. It was difficult to exchange for a rejuvenation pill. In my opinion, only senior sister deserves to use this type of pill. I want to help Su's senior sister maintain her youth forever, to always be beautiful. I hope senior sister will definitely accept it from me. She silently looked at the gift he had just brought for a moment, then slowly took it from Manhwa's hands. Her voice was calm. The Qi condensation pill is a common pill of the sect, but it is effective up to the 5th level of Qi condensation. For cultivators like us, the most important thing is cultivation. Entering the world of cultivating immortals is like stepping into the boundary of life and death. In the future, don't do this again. No matter how smart you are, you must cultivate more. He nodded repeatedly and replied, Thank you for your guidance, Su's senior sister. I just thought senior sister might like it, so I exchanged for it. I didn't think too much about it. She handed him an item and instructed, This is accepted, you cannot change it next time. This is for you, it is a magic weapon used to protect its master. He happily accepted it. Thank you, senior sister Su. Senior sister, let me accompany you and see you off. It's been a while since we last met, and I still have some questions about cultivation that I would like to ask you for guidance. He thought to himself, if I can follow senior sister around the outside sect for a while, and let many people see me, then no one will dare to provoke me anymore. She frowned slightly in displeasure but then agreed, let's go. He cheerfully followed her. Thank you, senior sister. Under the blazing red sunset, 2 figures walked side by side along the cliff. Elder O Yang looked down, laughing with satisfaction. Not bad at all, this kid Manhwa is indeed impressive. He truly grasps the essence of our Cao Sen sect, knowing how to find a mountain to rely on, and also understanding the need to maintain a relationship with the supporting mountain regularly. Only in this way can he ensure that the supporting mountain is always nearby. At this moment, the 3 of them were gathering in a corner. The gray-haired man whispered, Have you heard? That guy Manhwa has opened a branch of the pill nurturing workshop on Ping Ding Mountain. The moss green-haired man asked in confusion, Manhwa? Is that the same Manhwa who gave pills to Su's senior sister on the pill distribution day? The other man continued to whisper, That's right, it's him. He knocked Chao Yang unconscious and stole his bag. Upon hearing this, the short-haired man couldn't help but ask in shock, Chao Yang. But Chao Yang is very strong, could he really knock him out? The moss green-haired man was equally bewildered and exclaimed, He has only been in the outer sect for a few months, how could he be that powerful? The gray-haired man smirked and continued to share another shocking piece of news with the 2, You guys don't know this. Yesterday, someone saw him walking down the mountain alongside Su's senior sister, chatting and laughing the whole way. Hearing this, the short-haired man scoffed and retorted loudly, Come on, I beg you. Su's senior sister is famous for being a cold beauty, has anyone ever seen her smile? The green-haired guy joined in with the gray-haired guy and seriously said, Really? At that moment, the gray-haired guy exclaimed excitedly, So this Manhwa is indeed impressive. Su's senior sister lent him a cultivation cave and even gave him some useful magic weapon for his training. With Su's senior sister's protection, this Manhwa is about to soar high like a kite in the wind. After saying that, all 3 of them started chatting among themselves, feeling bored and sighing, with Su's senior sister's protection. I'm so jealous. At that moment, Chao Yang was bowing respectfully and said, Chao Yang seeks an audience with Lu's senior brother. Hearing his voice, someone inside the room called out, What is it? Chao Yang maintained his bowing position and seriously recounted everything, reporting to Lu's senior brother, A few days ago, I was robbed by someone named Manhwa. This guy has opened a grocery store on Ping Ding Mountain and sells various pills to fellow disciples who are fiercely fighting, making a huge profit. The person inside responded with doubt, Selling pills on the street? In a fit of anger, Chao Yang took a deep breath and accused, That's right, this guy is currently very famous among the low-level disciples. He opened a grocery store at Ping Ding Mountain, selling all kinds of pills and forcing people to buy them. His actions had caused widespread resentment and deep embarrassment. People cursed him, and the celestial beings were angry, so they asked senior brother Lu to uphold justice. The person inside spoke in a calm and brief manner, saying, I know, you can go. Chao Yang, having vented his anger, softened his tone and said affectionately, Thank you, cousin. The person inside then raised his voice and scolded him. I already said, in the sect, there are only brothers, no relatives. Get out. Chow Yun hurriedly bowed and obediently replied a few times. The person inside the room was Lu Hong, a peak third-level Qi condensation, the top disciple of the lower tier. After hearing the information from Chow Yang, he pondered and chuckled to himself, murmuring, selling pills, huh? That's a smart business move. Why didn't I think of that? When one reaches a cultivation level like mine, continuously robbing lower-tier disciples would tarnish my reputation. I've been in Khao San sect for so many years, how did I not think of this method? Opening a grocery store, selling pills on the side. Not bad. A white banner hung with the words, Pill Nurturing Workshop. Meng Hao looked dejected and dazed, glancing over at his opponent not far away. Lu Hong sat on a stone platform, legs crossed and arms folded, staring intently at him. He also had a white banner that read, Second Branch of Pill Nurturing Workshop. Seeing this, Meng Hao shook his head in frustration, telling himself, the business idea has already been learned from me, there's nothing I can do. He dares to do this, he must also be at the third layer peak, so it's better to let one thing go rather than add another. Nearby, two men were engaged in a sword fight. One shouted a challenge, the grudge between you and me must have a conclusion today. The other arrogantly declared, I hope not. In the end, one was slashed and spat blood, while the other was stabbed and bled as well. At this moment, seizing the opportunity to sell, both Lu Hong and Meng Hao shouted in unison, buy a pill from me for peace, 1 spirit stone each. The two fighters immediately halted their battle, confusedly looking forward and backward at Lu Hong and Meng Hao. One of them decided to buy from Lu Hong. Quickly, he said, Senior brother Lu, please take this. Seeing this, the other person was unwilling to be outdone and bought a pill from Meng Hao for himself. Meng Hao received the spirit stones and cheerfully promised, thank you for your support, next time I will give you a discount of 2 portions. By noon, the bright sunlight pierced through the layers of leaves. Meng Hao looked at the 2 spirit stones in his hand, feeling gloomy and sighing inwardly, to get 2 stones in one morning. That's hardly worth it compared to usual. On the other side, Lu Hong, with one hand full of spirit stones, thought excitedly, this is indeed a good deal. If I had thought of this earlier, I wouldn't have been laughed at by those senior brothers for always robbing from the low-level disciples. It's just that the presence of this Meng guy here is quite annoying. Then, he tossed the pile of spirit stones in his hand while darkly telling himself, after studying for a few more days, I will kill him. On the second day, Lu Hong played a coercive buying tactic. He brandished his sword, threatening the 2 people who were rolling on the ground, are you not going to buy, or do you want to die? The 2 were terrified and immediately hurriedly said, no, no, I will buy too. Meng Hao saw this scene of the merchants and couldn't help but think to himself, isn't this just blatant robbery? Another day passed, the third day, and Meng Hao was feeling bored and dejected. He lay tiredly with his head resting on a large rock, closing his eyes tightly, struggling with his thoughts. The shop isn't open today, everyone has been robbed by him. Should I learn from him? No, I am not that kind of person, I can't do it. But. Then came the 4th day, Lu Hong approached him and bluntly threatened, if I see your tattered flag again tomorrow, I will cripple your cultivation completely. On the 5th day, Meng Hao no longer carried any flags. He sat calmly next to the stone tablet in the low-grade public area, the lowest level of Qi condensation, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd tiers, with the 4th tier of Qi condensation prohibited from pressuring others. Several people passing by saw him sitting there, and one curious person asked, why is Meng Hao just sitting at the entrance of the public area? Another person beside him honestly explained, I heard that yesterday Lu's senior brother warned him that if he continued to sell here, he would be crippled in his cultivation. Hearing this, the other person laughed heartily, feeling sentimental. So refreshing, to be alive again. Another person also made a comment, Lu's senior brother is the best among the low-level disciples, so the one with the surname Meng can't provoke him. At that moment, the sound of footsteps approached. One person saw Lu Hong's figure getting closer and pointed, saying to the others, Lu's senior brother is here. At that time, Meng Hao, who was sitting at the gate, suddenly ran quickly towards Lu Hong. Seeing this, the others were stunned. One of them exclaimed in shock, does this Meng Hao want to fight? Lu Hong drew a sword and looked at Meng Hao, briefly asking, seeking death. The three others looked at the sword in Lu Hong's hand, suddenly exclaiming in amazement, "That's the purple yang sword, a special reward the sect gave to Lu's senior brother after he achieved merit years ago, extremely sharp." Lu Hong didn't say anything more and charged fiercely towards Meng Hao. Meng Hao was quick as lightning, dancing with the sword and launching attacks at Lu Hong. The sword in Meng Hao's hand completed its task and then slowly shattered. Lu Hong spat blood, and the others were left in disbelief, staring at the two of them. Lu Hong held his blood-filled mouth and coldly asked Meng Hao, "You? Qi condensation 4th level?" Meng Hao replied nonchalantly, "Yes. To mention this, we must go back to the afternoon before." When Meng Hao got home, he couldn't contain his anger, slamming his hands on the table and lamenting, "He was the first to imitate me, and then he even robbed my path to success. That usurper now wants to ruin my cultivation. Is there any justice left?" After calming down, he looked at the mirror, then at the pile of spirit stones he had accumulated on the table, mumbling calculations. "In Cao San sect, if we talk about justice, I truly am naive. All the spirit stones I've earned recently don't include demon pills, I can only use Qi condensation pills. Although the effect of Qi condensation pills is very minimal, if I accumulate enough, it will surely have some effect." After that, he took all the Qi condensation pills he had, placed them on the table, and then madly grabbed a handful and shoved them into his mouth. His inner body immediately surged with a torrent of energy. Meng Hao, drenched in sweat, still tried to focus on his cultivation while continuously cursing Lu Hong in his heart. "I don't want to harm talent. Just came up with a business idea. But I don't harm others, yet they want to harm me, it's too much." Back to the present, Meng Hao approached Lu Hong and asked him seriously, "Qi condensation 4th layer, do you want to fight again?" The onlookers had various expressions on their faces, with one person incredulously asking, "Meng Hao is at Qi condensation 4th layer?" Another chimed in with disbelief, "How long has he been in the sect? How can he be at Qi condensation 4th layer?" One of them seemed to realize something and spoke excitedly, "If he weren't at the 4th layer, he couldn't have injured Lu, who is at the peak of the 3rd layer. He must definitely be at the 4th layer. Right, it wasn't that he didn't want to go up the mountain, but that he couldn't enter the public area. The 4th layer is beyond the limits of the primary public area." Meng Hao asked Lu Hong seriously again, "Do you want to fight again?" He wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, snorted coldly without saying anything, and then swung his sword, shouting, "Go." Meng Hao held his sword straight up to block his attack. This time, even his sword shattered. Lu Hong's mouth was bleeding again. He wiped the blood with his hand and disdainfully said, "So what if you're at the 4th level of Qi condensation? How can your broken sword compare to my purple yang sword?" Meng Hao was not affected by his taunts. He reached into the pouch hanging at his side and calmly replied, "A powerful weapon. I have one too, and even more than that." From the tiny pouch, several large swords flew out, hovering in the air. Meng Hao pointed 2 fingers at Lu Hong, saying, "Done." He thought to himself happily, "My magical artifact can even replicate weapons. Compare it to a fly swatter. I'll crush you." The swords he controlled flew toward Lu Hong. He was not to be outdone, sending his purple yang sword flying toward Meng Hao. Meng Hao's sword shattered, and Lu Hong's purple yang sword met the same fate, breaking apart. The others were astonished and exclaimed, "The purple yang sword has been broken." Meng Hao used just 5 ordinary fly swatters to break the purple yang sword. Even Lu Hong did not expect this outcome. He stood there dumbfounded, eyes wide in disbelief. Even though his swords had shattered. But Meng Hao still had other swords hovering in the air, ready to attack Lu Hong. He teased him, asking, "Fly swape, I still have. What about your sword, is it still there?" Lu Hong shouted back at him, "Meng Hao, you are forcing me." Then, he grabbed a small gourd bottle attached to his necklace. The onlookers, witnessing the drama, warned each other, "This is bad, let's run." One person, unaware of what was happening, asked curiously, "What's going on?" but still ran along. At that moment, a large gourd bottle appeared, aimed at Meng Hao. Lu Hong boldly declared, "This is a magic weapon that my senior brother Wang Deng Fei gifted me. It can only be activated when one reaches the 4th level of Qi condensation. Meng Hao, if you wish to die and force me to pay the price to use this magic weapon, then this time you are definitely dead. As soon as he finished speaking, a powerful force shot out from the mouth of the bottle, striking directly at Meng Hao and his fly-swape swords. The crowd standing nearby was also blown off their feet by the force, astonished and exclaiming, "What kind of magic weapon is this? It's incredibly powerful." The flying shards of Meng Hao's fly-swape shattered completely. He remained standing firm, one hand gripping his sword, the other clutching a jade pendant. The pendant itself had been slightly chipped by that raging gale. Meng Hao tightened his grip on the jade pendant, recalling what had happened before, and silently gave thanks in his heart. Fortunately, senior sister Su gave me this defensive jade pendant earlier. Otherwise, I wouldn't even need to think about it, I'd be dead. Seeing that Meng Hao was completely unharmed, Lu Hong was stunned, eyes wide and mouth agape as he muttered. "No, that's impossible." At that moment, the gourd vessel protecting him also began to slowly dissipate. Seeing this, Lu Hong cried out in alarm. "The gourd!" Meng Hao immediately seized the opportunity, springing forward toward Lu Hong. Before Lu Hong could react, Meng Hao ripped the necklace from around his neck and lightly shook it in his hand. Meng Hao whispered curiously. "What kind of magic weapon is this?" Lu Hong, still putting on a brave front, threatened him loudly. "That magic weapon was given to me by senior brother Wang Dengfei. If you dare steal it, you'll have to bear senior brother Wang's wrath." After saying that, his body went limp as he clutched his injured arm, anxiety filling his heart. "I forcefully used it just now, and it ended up being swallowed by the magic weapon itself." His body was almost completely unable to move. However, Meng Hao was not swayed in the slightest by Lu Hong's threats. Instead, he brazenly said, "Rules are rules. Once it's taken, it belongs to whoever has it." Lu Hong snapped back angrily, trying to argue. "This isn't a high-grade public area. If you dare kill me, you'll be violating the rules." Meng Hao remained calm and cold as he declared. "The rules may be something I, Meng, cannot challenge. But yesterday, you wanted to cripple my cultivation, so today, I will cripple yours." As he spoke, he reached out his hand. With no magic weapon left to support him and his strength completely drained, Lu Hong shrank back, trembling as he cried out. Don't. A shrill scream rang out. The sky darkened. Deep within the gloomy forest, inside a cave, Meng Hao sat at a stone table, absent-mindedly playing with the gourd flask attached to Lu Hong's necklace. He muttered to himself, as if reassuring his own heart. "If I had known earlier that Wang Dengfei was backing Lu Hong, I probably would still have made my move. If I hadn't acted, he would have killed me anyway. It wasn't that I forced him, it was he who forced me. No matter what, this enmity has already been formed. Unless I willingly accept being robbed by Chao Yang from the very first meeting and dare not retaliate, otherwise, everything will remain as it is." Saying this, he rolled the gourd on the ground, silently contemplating, "This jade gourd cannot be restored without spirit stones. I can't keep this gourd, it must be handed over. But Su's senior sister is in seclusion, who can I give it to?" Thinking of this, he recalled Wang Dengkong. He thought again, should I proactively return it to Wang's senior brother? When I met him on the road that day, he seemed quite decent. Suddenly, as he was deep in thought, a voice from outside called out, commanding him, "I am Shang Guan Song, specially following the orders of Wang's senior brother, Meng Hao. You must quickly open the cultivation cave and kneel to welcome him." Meng Hao hesitated a bit and nervously shouted back, "It's late at night, it's not convenient. Senior brother can just say what he needs directly." Then, he couldn't help but sigh, "Has it come so quickly?" The person outside smiled slyly, not saying much, only scolding him, "You really have some nerve." Then, he continued to relay the message, "It's fine if you don't open the cultivation cave. We convey the oral decree of senior brother Wang. Meng Hao, as an outer disciple, you are not focused on your cultivation and are causing chaos in the lower public areas. Fellow disciples are lamenting everywhere, yet your heart is still cruel. You are young, and your death penalty can be pardoned. Hand over the jade token and then self-abandon your cultivation, cutting off one hand and one leg to be expelled from the sect. From now on, you are no longer a disciple of the Cao San sect." Upon receiving this grim news, Meng Hao was so frightened that he broke out in a cold sweat, his body trembling involuntarily. He quietly and cautiously asked from outside, "Is Senior Brother Wang's decree comparable to the rules?" The person outside replied succinctly, "Senior Brother Wang's decree is the rules." Then they conveyed the rest of the announcement, "Tomorrow morning is the day for pill distribution. You must kneel before Lu Hong in the square to apologize and then await your punishment." Without waiting for any response from him, the person left him with one last sentence, "If you don't come out, I'm leaving." Then they turned and walked away. The night sky was calm, with a crescent moon illuminating the scene. Despite the beautiful night, Meng Hao had no mood to appreciate the moon or the scenery. He sat gloomily on his bed. With his head bowed and facial muscles tense, the thought kept repeating in his mind, "What should I do?" Then suddenly, he boldly thought, "Let's just run away." Only then did he dare to step down from the bed and quietly walk towards the door. He hesitated, thinking, "Is running away really the only way?" His trembling hand rested on the door, half wanting to open it, half afraid to do so. By the next day, the sun had risen, and he wandered out of the house like a soulless corpse. Shang Guansong, leaning against a nearby tree, saw Meng Hao come out and blandly complimented, "Not running away is at least not foolish." He walked past him, resolutely saying, "Meng will not betray the sect." As Shang Guansong approached him, he mocked, "If you feel regret, go beg Senior Brother Wang, perhaps he can spare you an arm." Meng Hao's face was gloomy, his eyes bloodshot. Hearing this, he paused slightly. At the mountain slope, they walked towards the bustling square. Meng Hao and Shang Guansong followed the crowd step by step. In the square at that moment, people were eagerly waiting for their turn to seek guidance from Wang Dengkong. A person asked him, "Wang Senior Brother, I have encountered some problems in my cultivation. Can you give me some guidance?" He then instructed the other person, "This is not the place to talk. Come to my place this afternoon, and I will explain in detail." Receiving his promise, the other person smiled and flatteringly replied, "Thank you, Wang Senior Brother." The group of people didn't know why they all turned to look behind them. At that moment, a serious voice addressed Wang Dengkong. "Senior Brother, about the qi condensation pill you lent me last time, I have gathered enough, and I would like to return it to you." Wang Dengkong did not turn around, but calmly said to the other person, "I'm not in a hurry to use it. It would be better for you to strengthen your own cultivation. Return it to me when you reach the third level of qi condensation pill." Suddenly noticing that everyone had fallen silent, and no one asked anything further, he turned to look. Seeing the person in front of him clearly, he smiled slightly and extended his hand, succinctly saying, "Hand it over." Meng Hao, with a gloomy expression, stared at Wang Dengkong's outstretched hand. After a few seconds, he slowly said, "The sect has rules, what is taken by force belongs to the one who takes it." Seeing him so resolute and unyielding, Shang Guansong was both a little surprised and intrigued as he thought, "Oh, not begging? What a fool." Wang Dengkong maintained his smile, but his low voice brazenly stated, "The jade pendant is mine, I can give it to whoever I want. If I don't give it to you, you can't take it." After saying this, he pointed at Meng Hao and struck at him with a finger. Meng Hao quickly raised the jade pendant hanging around his neck. A shield appeared, blocking Wang Dengkong's attack. Wang Dengkong's expression turned cold as he pointed his finger at the ground. Meng Hao's shield shattered into 100 pieces. He then manipulated the fragments to swirl around Meng Hao, causing him great fear. Meng Hao furrowed his brows tightly, thinking anxiously, "The protective jade pendant from Su's senior sister is broken." Wang Dengkong twirled and waved his hand. The fragments from the shield turned back to attack Meng Hao. He was cut all over, his face turning pale as he coughed up blood. Suddenly, the necklace with the gourd pendant flew off his neck, obediently flying straight into Wang Dengkong's hand. He coldly asked Meng Hao, "Has Shang Guansong conveyed my message? Destroy your cultivation, chop off your hands and feet, expel you from the sect." As he spoke, Wang Dengkong manipulated the strands of spiritual energy to tightly bind Meng Hao's hands and feet, blood oozing dark red. Meng Hao was covered in injuries, his mouth filled with blood, powerless as he fell heavily to the ground. Elder Ouyang appeared out of nowhere, standing in front of Meng Hao, hoarsely negotiating with Wang Dengkong, you already have the treasure, so let's end this here. One should not go too far in their actions. Wang Dengkong was a reasonable person. Accepting the elder's advice, he agreed, saying, if Elder Ouyang has intervened, then I must give face to the elder. He then turned and left. The crowd remained there, waiting silently, no one daring to speak. Meng Hao opened his eyes wide, staring blankly at the sky. A few people standing nearby looked down at him, their eyes filled with disdain. Elder Ouyang turned back to look at him, saying nothing. Meng Hao trembled, trying to gather himself to stand up. He lowered his head, ignoring the scrutinizing gazes of everyone, slowly making his way down the steps to leave. Returning to his cultivation cave, he opened the door and accidentally bumped into a rock. He fell to the floor. His whole body lay flat on the ground, exhausted and unable to move. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days, the stone door was opened. Senior Sister Su stepped in, and the first thing that caught her eye was Meng Hao lying motionless on the floor, his body tattered and injured. After a while, she finally spoke softly, I just emerged yesterday. Wang Dengkong has an extremely significant background, he is not from the Zhao Kingdom, and his cultivation is at the peak of the 6th level. He is someone who was promoted to the inner sect by the sect master's arrangement. You should not provoke this person. After saying this, she used an immortal weapon to wrap around Meng Hao and lifted him into the air, bringing him back to bed. Senior Sister Su noticed the jade pendant on the table and reminded him, but if he continues to cause you trouble, if I happen to be in seclusion at that time, you can crush the jade slip at will, and I will know. Meng Hao, exhausted, spoke in a hoarse voice to thank her, thank you, Senior Sister. Then he asked tremulously, Senior Sister, I have a question. Based on my cultivation at the 4th level of Qi condensation, how can I reach the 7th level of Qi condensation? Then how much time would it take? Senior Sister Su answered him seriously. For someone with ordinary talent, at the fastest it takes 10 years to reach the 7th level of Qi condensation. At the slowest, it could take half a jia, 30 years. The 4th, 6th, and 8th levels of Qi condensation are all bottlenecks. Without opportunities, breaking through them is extremely difficult. She then comforted him, saying, don't think about it too much. Just focus on cultivating with peace of mind. After finishing her words, she turned around and vanished, leaving behind a quiet space for Meng Hao to recuperate. Remembering another important matter, she called out from outside to remind him. That day I led you and the other 4 up the mountain, you were the first to be promoted to an outer sect disciple. Your companion is serving in the northern district, and today he was successfully promoted as well. After you've rested properly, go and bring him into the outer sect. Silence returned once more. Meng Hao stared blankly at the ceiling, his gaze unfocused. After steadying himself, he sat up, placed his feet on the floor, and walked step by trembling step toward the stone table. Looking at the book lying open on the table, he saw a single large line of text written on the page. If one has a mountain to rely on, a mortal enjoys a lifetime of wealth. A cultivator lives without worry for life. Enter our Cao Sen sect. This old man is precisely the mountain you can rely on, the Cao Sen old ancestor. After reading this, Meng Hao raised his finger to his mouth and bit down until it bled, then used that very finger to press against the page. With fresh blood, he wrote 6 characters, as if leaving a message to himself. I myself am my own backing. Autumn arrived. The leaves on the trees had already turned yellow. On that day, Meng Hao, his hair neat and tidy, slowly descended the mountain. Li Fu Gui and several friends appeared, waving their hands to greet him. Li Fu Gui smiled brightly and called out. Meng Hao. The others also happily cheered and reminded him. Go on. Do your best, cultivate well in the inner sect. After that, Li Fu Gui turned back to the others and sincerely promised. We'll meet again. I'll come back to visit you often. Hearing this, everyone immediately grew wary and, one after another, beat the drum and gongs in alarm, telling him. No need. Really, don't. Don't let it delay your cultivation. You don't have to come back. Watching them laugh and joke together, Meng Hao couldn't understand what was going on, his expression full of confusion. On the road, he finally asked Li Fu Gui out of curiosity. You seem pretty popular, huh? Li Fu Gui replied confidently, launching into an endless explanation. Of course. They were all my former roommates. But it's strange to say, their courage is very small. Every night they have nightmares, it's really tragic. Each one claims to be afraid it will affect their sleep, so they want to change rooms. Hearing this, Meng Hao helplessly looked at him, only daring to think silently in his heart, but not daring to say, don't you even suspect that the problem lies with yourself? When Meng Hao had crossed to the other side of the bridge, Li Fu Gui ran over from the other side, holding a sword in his hand, excitedly shouting, Meng Hao, look at what treasure I got. Seeing the sword in his hand clearly, Meng Hao curiously asked, a short sword. What's so special about this? Li Fu Gui grinned widely, showing his jagged teeth, and said delightfully, my teeth are getting longer and longer, so I've been looking for ways to sharpen them. But after a few days, it becomes useless. Such a good treasure like this should help me sharpen them for a long time. Meng Hao unconsciously recalled the night they slept together. Li Fu Gui was sound asleep, biting everything around him. Thinking about it, he couldn't help but exclaim, indeed, the talent of Chubby Kid is just his mouthful of sharp teeth. Then, he asked him again. Fu Gui, aren't you going to stay with me? Li Fu Gui scratched his head, feeling shy as he said, no, I'd rather stay in a single room. Privacy is very important. Meng Hao thought for a moment, that's true, I also don't want Chubby Kid to know about the mirror situation. Finally, he casually agreed, saying, then I'll head back now. Li Fu Gui smiled, waved goodbye, and didn't forget to wish, okay, good night. At this moment, Meng Hao was sitting focused on cultivating on a rock near the low-level public area. In the low-level area, qi condensation was at levels 1, 2, and 3, while level 4 qi condensation was prohibited. Li Fu Gui ran down from the mountain, beaming as he called out to him, Meng Hao. His eyes sparkled with excitement as he praised him, your business skills are not bad, your brain really is good. Meng Hao felt happy as well, laughing along with him, but he didn't forget to remind, I can't go in there, so in the future, you have to help me with the trading. Remember not to. The sky was blue with many clouds, and the golden leaves of the trees swayed in the wind. Meng Hao sat upright on a rock, seriously cultivating without regard for time. From the cool autumn sky to the cold winter sky, he remained still in that place. At this moment, Li Fu Gui brought someone along. Excitedly calling out, Meng Hao, look who this is. At the sound of the call, Meng Hao opened his eyes to look. Xiao Hu stood beside Li Fu Gui, bowing respectfully to him, and softly said, greetings, senior brother Meng Hao. Meng Hao rummaged through his old memories and remembered him, it's Xiao Hu, who was taken along with me. Then, he was a bit stunned and asked him, did the four of us get captured together? Did Wang Yukai come with you? How is he? Xiao Hu lowered his eyes and replied softly, he has died. Upon hearing this, both Meng Hao and Li Fu Gui were shocked as if struck by lightning. Xiao Hu steadied his emotions, his voice unable to hide the choking, recounting, in the servants' room, we were responsible for fetching water. Senior brother Yukai saw that I was still young, so he often helped me carry water. One time on the mountain path, suddenly a strong wind arose, and he was swept down into the ravine. I searched for his body for 2 months, but found nothing. I only found a few broken bones, he must have been eaten by wild beasts. After hearing this, tears streamed down Li Fu Gui's cheeks. Sighing heavily, he assured, Xiao Hu, from now on, you will follow us. With Meng Hao here, no one can bully you in this place. But Xiao Hu bowed to them once again and politely said, no need, I can manage on my own. Thank you for your kindness, senior brothers. I'll be on my way. Li Fu Gui and Meng Hao, seeing him so distant, were confused and didn't know what to say. They watched Xiao Hu walk away alone, leaving footprints on the snow. Li Fu Gui scratched his head in confusion and asked Meng Hao, what's up with this guy? Meng Hao continued to watch Xiao Hu without saying anything. A few seconds later, he seriously told Li Fu Gui, everyone has a secret they don't want others to know. Maybe he has some magical powers, otherwise, he wouldn't dare to come here with just qi condensation at the first level. Li Fu Gui irritably cursed, what kind of secret could it be? We could still investigate. This Xiao who really looks down on us. Time flew by, and 3 months later, Meng Hao had been at Cao San sect for a full year. On the day of the alchemy event, the square was bustling and crowded, with voices echoing everywhere. Voices buzzed everywhere as people discussed matters from all directions. Have you heard? The Grand Elder's lifespan has run out, he has already passed away. 150 years old, such a pity. If the Elder had successfully reached core formation, his lifespan would have doubled, and he could have lived 300 years. But in our Cao San sect, aside from the sect master, who is a core formation cultivator, there are only 2 Grand Elders at the foundation establishment stage. Now that one of those 2 foundation establishment cultivators has died, our strength, which was already weak within the Zhao kingdom, has dropped significantly. You still haven't heard? Recently, cultivators from other sects have been frequently seen around our sect. At a glance, you can tell it's nothing good. Hey, is something about to happen? What's there to worry about? If the sky falls, the sect master will hold it up. Idiot, keep your voice down. I vaguely heard that the reason this matter has drawn the attention of the Zhao Kingdom's cultivation world is related to the disappearance of the Cao San old ancestor 400 years ago. The old ancestor. It's related to the old ancestor. Then isn't a great upheaval about to begin? Within the crowd, Meng Hao and Li Fu Gui were also present. He remembered the elder Yang who had previously helped him with Wang Deng Kong. Curious, he asked Li Fu Gui. Chubby kid, do you know about this? Was the grand elder who passed away from the Yang family? While sharpening his sword, he confidently replied. No, it definitely wasn't the Yang grand elder. After that, he turned to Meng Hao and asked with concern. Senior brother Meng, how has your cultivation been progressing lately? Meng Hao replied in a lackluster manner. There hasn't been any progress at all, I might have hit a bottleneck. Li Fu Gui chuckled a few times, joking to comfort him. You were progressing too quickly before, so now it's time to slow down, otherwise, no one would be able to catch up. Meng Hao also laughed it off and succinctly replied. That's true. Then, in his heart, he was deep in thought. According to what Su's senior sister said, when reaching the 4th peak of qi condensation, there will be a bottleneck when trying to break through to the 5th level. But why did my bottleneck occur so much earlier? Could it be related to the fact that I swallowed too many demon pills? If it really is a bottleneck, there needs to be some special type of pills to break the bottleneck, or the inner den of high-level demon beasts. At this moment, Li Fu Gui excitedly said, our business has been thriving lately, I will buy you some spirit-condensing pills later. Hearing this, Meng Hao quickly advised him, no, those things are useless to me, you should keep them for yourself. Seeing that an important person had appeared, the crowd erupted in cheers, it's Shangguan uncle distributing pills. In the past year and a half, he has only appeared 3 times, each time distributing special pills. Shangguan too held a rare golden pill in his hand. Seeing this, Meng Hao's eyes lit up, thinking to himself, that's the limit spirit pill. The crowd also noticed the limit spirit pill in Shangguan Tu's hand. Excited murmurs filled the air, it's actually the limit spirit pill. It was distributed once last year, and now it's being distributed again this year. This pill is only available once a year and is extremely precious. Meng Hao's expression hardened as he pondered, limit spirit pill, if it's this pill, then cultivation can definitely break through. At this moment, Shangguan Tu finally spoke in a deep voice. Calmly, he spoke to everyone. Alright, everyone be quiet. I have been in charge of the sect's affairs for the past 2 years. At this point, he paused slightly, looking towards Wang Deng Kong in the crowd, then continued calmly. I have always favored the new disciples who join our sect. Because if our Cao San sect can be like the sun and moon now, then the day of prosperity is not far away. As he spoke, he noticed Meng Hao among the crowd and suddenly glanced at Li Fu Gui, who seemed completely indifferent, only focused on sharpening his teeth. Then, he decisively said. Forget it, this pill is a gift for you. With that, Shangguan Tu threw the limit spirit pill directly into Li Fu Gui's hand. In the astonishment of everyone, even Meng Hao and Li Fu Gui were taken aback. Li Fu Gui held the rare limit spirit pill in his hand, feeling both amused and frustrated, he stammered. Damn it, why did you give it to me? Then, he turned to Meng Hao, his eyes teary, voice trembling in desperation. Meng Hao, whoever holds this will die, save me. At that moment, a person who was late and unaware of the rules pushed through the crowd. A tall, imposing man charged through the crowd. The limit spirit pill had just been handed over from Li Fu Gui to Meng Hao. He pushed the boy down to the ground, whispering briefly and succinctly, "Pill, give it to me, you go hide in the cultivation cave." The crowd parted, thinking the two were fighting, and began shouting, some cursing, "Damn it, it's Meng Hao." So what if it's Meng Hao? He's only at the 4th level of qi condensation, he can't escape. Meng Hao achieved the crowd's desired effect, immediately tossing Li Fu Gui aside and quickly running down to the square. Li Fu Gui followed the script, both scared and pointing at him, crying out in grievance, "He stole my pill, my limit spirit pill." People quickly ran down to the square, chasing after him. Voices shouted and cursed at him, clamoring for the limit spirit pill. "Meng Hao, with your 4th level of qi condensation, you can't keep that pill, just give it to me, it's mine." Li Fu Gui anxiously covered his mouth as he watched the crowd pursuing Meng Hao relentlessly, unable to contain his worry. Silently wishing for his safety, "Meng Hao, don't let anything happen to you." Meng Hao ran without daring to stop for a second, silently reassuring himself and calculating, "As long as I can endure for 12 time periods, this pill will be mine. With this elixir, I can break through to the 5th level of qi condensation. I just need to run into the wilderness for now. I often go looking for demon beasts in these wild mountains, so I'm much more familiar with the terrain here than my fellow disciples, and I've even trained my speed to be quite impressive. But the ones chasing me include several at the 5th level of qi condensation, which puts me at a significant disadvantage. I'm betting everything on this and heading into Black Mountain, demon beasts will be advantageous for me. My precious item specializes in countering demon beasts with fur, so if they have the skills, let them chase me." The number of pursuers was increasing, and they confidently said to each other, "That way, this Meng Hao wants to enter Black Mountain. Just a 4th level qi condensation, and he dares to enter Black Mountain. Is he crazy? In Black Mountain, demon beasts are everywhere. If he enters, he won't last even a single time period before there's nothing left of him but bones. We must catch him quickly, otherwise, if the limit spirit pill is eaten by the demon beasts, it will be a disaster." Entering the deep forest, looking at the dry black leaves, one of them wondered aloud, "A black forest? So we have entered the Black Mountain." The guy next to him noticed something and shouted, "That over there, a large tiger lying motionless in a pool of blood." One of them approached to inspect the situation and commented, "This demon beast must be at least at the 3rd level of qi condensation." The other two stood attentively watching the tiger. Suddenly, one of them couldn't help but exclaim to the other two, "The demon pill has been taken, does he still have time to do this?" Another group of people saw other demon beast corpses lying motionless on the ground, and one shouted, "There are 3 more over there." Another person, in shock, remarked, "Did he really kill them all by himself in such a short time? Impossible." Shangguan too, feeling tense, thought to himself, "This Meng Hao, if he has this kind of power, then last time, if he had tried to escape from the cave, I might not have been able to stop him either." Zhou Kai Chi, at the 5th level of condensation, after piecing together these events, also wondered and thought to himself, "This Meng Hao is extremely strange." Beside him was Xuan Tianlong, at the qi condensation stage, secretly remaining on guard as he warned himself. Black Mountain is also a dangerous place. We can't stay here for too long. Although the two of them were traveling together, in their hearts each regarded the other as an opponent. They exchanged a glance, sharing the same thought. Besides, this guy is the biggest nuisance. I have to seize the limit spirit pill before he does. With that thought, it was as if their resolve was reinforced, and they began frantically searching for Meng Hao. On another side, Meng Hao was holding the divine mirror, aiming it at 3 wild boars and driving them away. With the path cleared, he quickly continued forward, thinking to himself, "If I use this mirror on demon beasts, they'll be frightened and flee. That way, I won't get blasted in the rear. It saves time and helps me shake off the pursuers." Suddenly, his eyes widened. 2 flying swords shot toward him. Meng Hao rolled forward, narrowly dodging them. The two swords stabbed straight into the ground. Meng Hao rolled once more, avoiding danger again. Done, he patted the bag at his side. From the bag, a sword flew out and slid down to his feet. Meng Hao rode on the flying sword, leaving Zhuan Tianlong and Zhou Kai far behind. Seeing this scene, Zhuan Tianlong exclaimed in shock, "What? Sword flight?" Zhou Kai was equally astonished, exclaiming, "Impossible, he's only at the 4th level." But it seemed he had noticed something unusual. No, he stopped after flying more than 10 zhang. He must be using spiritual energy to launch the sword out, then using the sword to glide himself along. As he said, Meng Hao traveled a distance and then jumped down, retrieved the sword, and ran away. Zhuan Tianlong chased after him while asking Zhou Kai beside him, "I've never seen this move before, could it be he invented it himself?" Zhou Kai also ran after him, disdainfully saying, "Of course. This technique consumes too much spiritual energy, he is indeed extremely foolish. If he does this a few more times, he won't even need anyone else to take action, he will exhaust himself completely." Meng Hao was tense, pondering, if at this moment I were at the 5th level of qi condensation, with windwalking art. His time on the fly sword could have been longer. It's just a pity that this is not true flight. Then, he took out a spiritual energy replenishing pill and put it in his mouth. At that moment, he remembered that Wang Dangkong was also among the pursuers and thought to himself, qi condensation 5th level is still not enough. To guard against that Wang character's tricks, I need to be stronger. At this moment, Zhuan Tianlong caught up. He threw a fire punch while charging at Meng Hao, boldly declaring, "Little guy, hand over the limit spirit pill, and I will let you go unharmed." Fire serpent art. Zhou Kai coordinated with him, shooting out a large sword straight towards Meng Hao, confidently saying, "Little friend, just give it to me, and I will spare your life." Here comes the sword. The fire serpent and the fly sword were both rushing towards Meng Hao. Knowing he couldn't escape, he turned around and unleashed 10 swords to confront them. Zhuan Tianlong and Zhou Kai were horrified, shouting in unison, 10 fly swords. How much is that worth? Meng Hao made a hand sign and shouted, "Explode." A fiery explosion erupted. Zhuan Tianlong and Zhou Kai froze and stepped back to avoid it. Then, both of them shouted in unison. "Are you really going to blow up 10 flying swords directly? Is running a grocery store that profitable?" In their hearts, they were in sync, sharing the same thought. Meng Hao's family background is not to be underestimated. Not only does he have limit spirit pills, but we must also get his storage bag, we can't let him take it away. Thinking this, they once again shouted in unison. "The next time we catch up, he's definitely dead." Half a moment later, another deafening explosion echoed. Then, a moment passed, and another earth-shattering explosion occurred. After another 1.5 moments, another explosion shook the sky. Zhou Kai and Zhuan Tianlong grumbled in frustration. What the hell is this? How does he have so many flying swords? He has already blown up more than 30 of them. No need for words, just blow them up as soon as we get close. Where does a 4th layer qi condensation guy get so much money? Zhou Kai shouted again. Moreover, he has used the flying sword several times. That move consumes so much spiritual energy. How does he still have the strength to run like that? He just took the drug, can't you see? Zhuan Tianlong continued, but the strangest thing is, when a large, fierce wolf lunged at him. It bit down on Zhuan Tianlong's hand, blood spraying across his face. He shouted angrily, questioning, why are these demon beasts not attacking him but are all charging towards us? At this moment, a pack of ferocious wolves surrounded Zhuan Tianlong and Zhou Kai. Zhou Kai angrily mocked, this guy Meng Hao has too many secrets on him already. Zhuan Tianlong tried to stay calm, advising him, he can't escape. Every time the time limit arrives, that limit spirit pill will glow above his head. We should just kill these demon beasts first. As Meng Hao ran, he thought carefully, with the treasure mirror beside me in Black Mountain, these demon beasts are my allies. Here, you won't be able to catch up with me. But I must be careful, I can't let them see the mirror. Thinking this, he quickly hid the magical mirror in his clothes. Done, he reminded himself. These demon beasts won't be able to hold out for too long. They will continue to chase after me. Moreover, the fourth time God is approaching. With the guiding light of the pill, they might find me again. However, there are really too many demon beasts in Black Mountain. This scale can be considered a beast tide. If a beast tide rushes towards me, even with the treasure mirror, I won't have enough time to suppress each one. I still have to be very careful. Suddenly, a wild howl echoed. Meng Hao immediately turned around, alert, thinking to himself. This sound is not from ordinary demon beasts. Could it be a demon king? Meng Hao quickly discovered demon apes hanging from the trees, staring at him intently. The nascent soul mirror hidden in his robe accidentally revealed itself. One demon ape saw it and lost control, howling loudly, causing a group of demon apes to charge towards him. As Meng Hao reached into his robe to take out the divine mirror, he shouted provocatively at them. Why are you calling them? Just because these demon apes have thicker fur? Even though Meng Hao used the divine mirror to shine on them, the group of demon apes remained unfazed. Eventually, he quickly realized that these demon apes were not frightened by the mirror. This proved that their level was not low. Perhaps they have strength equivalent to the 5th level of chi condensation. This is somewhat dangerous, I have to blow them up, he thought, suddenly coming up with an interesting idea. Meng Hao smirked wickedly, secretly calculating, wait, I might be able to take advantage of this. Shang Guan Song swung his sword, delivering a deadly strike to the large bear. He gritted his teeth and thought, why are there so many demon beasts in Black Mountain? There are dangerous places here. If we encounter a beast tide, the 4 of us at the 4th level of chi condensation will likely not be able to cope. Only Zhuan Tianlong and Zhou Kai, both at the 5th level, were chasing after Meng Hao. I probably won't get another chance at this limit spirit pill, maybe I should retreat. Just then, Meng Hao's shout echoed from afar, Shang Guan senior brother. When Shang Guan Song looked over, he saw Meng Hao rushing towards him, with a group of demon beasts closely pursuing him. Meng Hao was gliding on his sword while laughing and speaking. Senior brothers, I have followed your orders and lured these demon apes here. Hurry up and take action. Shang Guan Song exclaimed in panic. What? Demon ape? Meng Hao threw his swords toward the demon beasts, shouting, go. Explode. He took a fighting stance, unable to help but curse, Meng Hao, you bastard. You're so shameless. Immediately after, the forest echoed with Shang Guan Song's desperate screams. Meng Hao, however, paid no attention to it. He squinted and smiled, secretly thinking, you all just keep fighting, I'm not involved. But the consumption of the flying swords is too great, so I can't keep using them like this. Shang Guan Song and those guys on the 4th level probably won't get killed by the demon ape, but they will definitely suffer significant primordial energy damage. The real threat is those 2 on the 5th level. Shang Guan Song howled in anger, Meng Hao, you can't escape. Hearing this, Meng Hao sighed softly, it seems they have dealt with the demon apes already. Those 2 have a higher cultivation level than me, if we fight directly, I will definitely be at a disadvantage. It is still necessary to take advantage of the fact that demon beasts are afraid of mirrors to control them. However, even the 4th-tier demon beasts nearby cannot do anything to them, so I can only venture deeper into Black Mountain. Darkness descends, and the bright moon shines. The group of demon beasts raises their heads and howls in unison, echoing through the silent night. 1 howl, 2 howls, then a series of piercing howls ring out. Zhuan Tianlong hears this and grits his teeth, shouting loudly, what's going on? Are these demon beasts going crazy? I have never heard of a precedent where all the demon beasts in Black Mountain go mad at the same time. It must be that hybrid Meng Hao playing tricks again. You saw it too, right? Taking a deep breath to calm himself, he turns to Zhou Kai and says, just when we were about to catch up with him, he crashed into a group of demon beasts. But those beasts didn't attack him, instead, they charged towards us from behind. Could it be that he possesses some dark magic that allows him to control demon beasts? Zhou Kai wipes the cold sweat from his brow and nods, there's no way he could completely control them. If not, he would have used the beast tide to attack us already. He probably can only influence the emotions of the demon beasts, which is why the demon beasts here are in a collective frenzy. Zhuan Tianlong sighed, just an influence alone is already quite troublesome. Zhou Kai suddenly came up with an idea. It is indeed a hassle, why don't you stop chasing them? Hearing this, he immediately became irritated. Nonsense. I have gone through so many difficulties, that limit spirit pill definitely belongs to me, don't even think about getting ahead of me. At the same time, in another part of the forest, the expression on Meng Hao's face nearly froze after witnessing something. That is. From the rock ledge, a hazy green smoke rose, and a striped body twisted in the air. It was exactly a gigantic black snake. Seeing its body trembling violently but still trying to appear fierce, he was very scared but also realized, it seems to be in great pain. Is it shedding its skin? The snake opened its mouth and let out a roar that tore through the night. Meng Hao raised his hand to shield his face, gritting his teeth and thinking to himself, it seems like the spiritual energy within me wants to disperse. This roar, I heard it before outside Black Mountain. It was what made the demon beasts flee in fear. It is shedding its skin. Normally, during the shedding process of a snake, this is its weakest moment. This snake, being a demonic object with such a massive body, will likely take even longer to shed its skin, possibly even years. No wonder I can usually hear its roar, it seems it has been shedding for several years now. Suddenly, at this moment, Meng Hao painfully spat out a mouthful of blood. He furrowed his brow and wiped his mouth. Just hearing its cry can injure me. The cultivation of this snake is likely even higher than the 7th level of qi condensation of Su's senior sister. Not just that, it could very well be at the 8th level, or even at the extreme limit of the 9th level of qi condensation. No, I can't stay here any longer, I need to leave quickly. With that thought, Meng Hao turned to leave. However, his eyes collided with something, a fly sword. Meng Hao froze, his gaze fixed on the sword. In his mind, he began to ponder, this sword looks extremely ancient, and there's nothing remarkable about it. But it has pierced through the body and become one with the serpent, surely it has been here for many years. A flying sword capable of piercing through the bodies of demon beasts of this size must be a treasure. Realizing he was overthinking, Meng Hao patted his face and shook his head, don't think about that anymore. No matter how much of a treasure it is, I shouldn't provoke that serpent. This isn't a place to linger, we should move quickly. A few moments later, 2 trembling steps were trying to move forward. Zhuan Tianlong wiped the sweat from his brow, panting heavily, and asked, little guy, can you not run anymore? Meng Hao calmly popped a stamina recovery pill into his mouth and replied, just now, I really couldn't run, but now I can. The two stared blankly for a long while after hearing this. Zhuan Tianlong turned to Zhou Kai and asked, do you still have any pills left? He replied softly, I'm out. Zhuan Tianlong exploded in anger, pointing at Meng Hao and shouting, damn it, that grocery seller Meng Hao, if you have the ability, then don't run away. Enough, stop using that disgusting demon magic trick to lure the ferocious beasts again. Let's have a clean and decisive battle with them. Meng Hao shrugged, appearing indifferent. My cultivation is lower than yours, so I can't fight. If you want to chase after me, I have no choice. There's a pack of ferocious beasts over there, if you pursue me, I'll have to charge right into them. Let's continue playing hide and seek. But I must remind you both, the 12-time gods are almost up. If you can't kill me, I'll rely on the limit spirit pill to break through to the 5th level of qi condensation. At that point, we can seriously fight. Zhuan Tianlong was so angry that his whole body trembled. He clenched his fists, stammering, you. Just wait until you return to the sect, we'll see how I deal with you. With that, he resolutely turned and left. Zhou Kai looked at him, then turned back to clasp his fists and smiled amiably. Meng Junior brother, although I want to take your pill, I've never said I want to take your life. When you return to the sect, we can strengthen our friendship even more. Congratulations, junior brother, for advancing to the 5th level of qi condensation first. Meng Hao gazed thoughtfully at the silhouettes of the two people gradually fading away. Finally, he was able to lean back against the rock and let out a sigh of relief. Consider it done, I'm exhausted. If you keep chasing me, the grocery store will go bankrupt. Half a moment later, Meng Hao looked at the pill in his hand with a cheerful heart. He said, all right, the seal has been unblocked. Precious mirror, it's all thanks to you, let's begin the restoration. He placed the pill on the mirror and scattered the spirit stones around. Meng Hao murmured softly, this is all I have left. This mirror is built on the principle of equivalent exchange. Such a precious limit spirit pill, I wonder how many I can restore. After a while, the spirit stones had transformed into pills. He joyfully exclaimed, 10 pills, this trip was definitely worth it. Holding it in his hand, Meng Hao thought to himself, 5th level of qi condensation, I must advance to the 5th level of qi condensation. Not far away, Wang Dengkong stood on a rocky outcrop looking down, reflecting, time is almost up, I've spent 3 years searching for the skill instruction books. Then, another year was spent searching throughout the Zhao kingdom. Finally, after 2 years of waiting in the Cao San sect, this day has finally arrived. 200 years ago, it was that dragon, which must have flown to this black mountain before it died. I never expected that the two most important things to me would both be related to the Cao San sect. Could it be that this sect is where my destiny reaches its peak? Once this matter is resolved, I just need to wait until I enter the inside of the sect to prepare for the second important issue, which is foundation establishment. While I was still pondering, the disciple walked over to report, Wang's senior brother has almost finished preparing, and he even invited some fellow disciples from other sections. Based on the conditions set by Wang's senior brother, inviting the Daoist friends to take action will definitely lead to success this time. The only one missing is Shangguan Song, who has not returned, and no one knows where he has gone, nor do we know if he invited Shangguan uncle to come. Wang Dengkong calmly nodded, it's okay, I have been preparing for this for a long time. Moreover, according to my predictions, the transformation process of this demonic serpent, which has lasted for 2 years, is about to end. Waiting for the moment it succeeds is also the weakest serpent. He thought to himself, for it, I have sacrificed 4 precious items, spent tens of thousands of spirit stones to set up the formation, betting my entire fortune. The other person immediately flattered him, Senior brother Wang, don't worry, this will definitely succeed. Junior brother congratulates senior brother on successfully forming the core first. Wang Dengkong smirked proudly, of course it will succeed, I, Wang Dengkong, have no concept of failure. To reach this day, he had certainly devised a clever plan in advance. Starting from the day I was chosen. When I was 6 years old, a drop of blood fell from the sky and landed on my right hand, forming a blood mark. From that moment on, I often dreamed of becoming the ruler of the heavens, roaming between heaven and earth. It was this drop of blood that granted me a glimpse of inheritance. And it was thanks to this connection that I was able to extract a bit of insight from the skill instruction books and find this place. Moreover, the skill instruction books also recorded that 200 years before this celestial dragon appeared, its aura was concealed by that supreme treasure, so very few people noticed it. Even in this Cao San sect, it is the same. Moreover, there exists a powerful restriction that conceals the existence of the Ying dragon's corpse. Only when it sheds its skin and roars does its true form reveal itself. This is because we have inherited that drop of blood, while others cannot know even a small part of it. After sinking into memories for a while, he finally raised his head and said, tomorrow morning we will enter Black Mountain. The other person cupped his fist and replied, as you command. From 10 pills, the number gradually decreased to 6. 2 pills later, they were completely gone. Meng Hao's body floated down from above. After clearly seeing the scene below, he was somewhat surprised and thought, a small lake, what is this? Within my body, I can sense that this lake is in my dantian, is this the elixir lake? Now I understand, it is because I have reached the 5th level of qi condensation that the elixir lake has appeared in my body. The 5th level is the first boundary, while the second boundary is the 7th level, and then there is the great perfection at the 9th level. Weaving into a true sea, establishing the Tao of the fetus. Slowly lowering himself, he stood firm on the surface of the water. Meng Hao appeared extremely delighted. From now on, I am no longer a mortal body, establishing spiritual awareness, and from there I will achieve foundation establishment. Qi condensation at the 5th level, I can finally cultivate the wind technique. This, combined with the flying sword, will increase my speed even when I strike. This is a significant upgrade, completely different from the 4th level. This limit spirit pill is indeed extraordinary. However, this type of pill also has its limits. Taking too much might render it ineffective. Like other medicines, it's better to persist until reaching qi condensation at the 6th level. Suddenly, at that moment, a roar echoed, causing Meng Hao's face to turn pale. He dashed forward while telling himself, "It's that giant serpent, its cry is different from before." There's a hint of urgency mixed with fear in its anger. What has happened? I can't get too close. I'll just watch from a distance. Before Meng Hao lay the sight of the giant serpent suffering from each strike of Wang Dangkong's sword. He stopped, gritted his teeth, his expression filled with anger. Wang Dangkong, why is he here? Is he here to capture me? No way, he doesn't even consider me worth his time, nor does he care about the limit spirit pill. He came here specifically to find this giant serpent. Wang Dangkong smiled confidently in front, his fingers pinching together to gather energy and create light. The sharp swords he controlled flew forward, accurately piercing the body of the giant serpent. A group of people behind rushed forward all at once. Meng Hao looked up and witnessed everything, still unable to believe it. The helpers Wang Dangkong brought are mostly outsiders, it seems they are all at the 7th level of qi condensation. That person is from the sect, seems to be Uncle Shangguan Tuesday. The giant serpent was not at a disadvantage, it charged forward, tossing several disciples away. Meng Hao immediately became excited, "Snake Brother, from now on I will call you Snake Brother." That was impressive, you swallowing Wang Dangkong will be revenge for your brothers. Wang Dangkong's expression remained unchanged as he raised his hand high and coldly commanded, "Form the formation." Thin rays of light appeared in the air, creating strange seals. Before long, the formation diagram was complete. A blinding lightning bolt streaked across the sky, striking directly at the mountain where the giant serpent was sealed. It opened its mouth and let out a chilling scream. The silhouette of a dragon appeared on the back of the giant serpent. Wang Dangkong was only waiting for this moment, his eyes flashing with a sharp glint. Gradually, the image of the dragon began to fade away. One of the disciples shouted, "The illusion has disappeared again, it can no longer use that power." The giant serpent howled in pain, ramming its head violently into the mountain behind, causing it to crack. The giant serpent was officially freed, hovering in the air, facing Wang Dangkong's group. A large spout of blood was expelled from the serpent's mouth. Wang Dangkong quickly shouted, "Get back, this mist is untouchable, it has completely transformed, and we are about to succeed." He looked intently at the giant serpent, grinning triumphantly, telling himself, "It's almost done, that supreme treasure is about to be in my hands." Meng Hao, standing to the side, had also clearly witnessed the process, his eyes filled with a hint of worry. Brother Snake has taken to the air, but that sword on him has still not been drawn. The sword that had previously pierced the shed skin and the true form of Snake Brother has now disappeared. This means that the sword is still lying on the shed snake skin. That sword must be a supreme treasure. Wang Dangkong, Meng Hao, I am not an ant that you can crush at will. I will definitely stand before you again. Wang Dangkong, just wait for me. Meng Hao turned and ran quickly, urging himself in his heart, "Hurry, hurry, faster, hurry." His small body quickly entered the crack in the mountain. Suddenly, Meng Hao froze. He looked ahead in shock. Outside the mountain, a group of people was trampling on the lifeless body of the giant serpent. One of them sneered, "This beast is quite tough, isn't it?" Another said, "Young master of the Wang family, go do what you need to do." Hearing this, Wang Dangkong hurriedly said, "Thank you all for your help, I will definitely remember it in my heart." Then he quickly entered the crack in the mountain. The image of the giant dragon's corpse before him made Wang Dangkong feel utterly satisfied. You are indeed here. The corpse of the Ying dragon is truly magnificent. The serpent we have fought so hard against has merely transformed into a tail. One of the reasons I decided to join the Khao San sect, a place that is increasingly weakening, is because of you. That supreme treasure can only be obtained after the serpent has completed its metamorphosis, and this is the only time it is safe to enter. You have made me wait far too long. He slowly approached a nearby corpse, murmuring, "Senior, the junior has received the inheritance blood drop. It took 3 years to search for skill instruction books, spending over 100,000 spirit stones just to find a clue about the Ying dragon. Then I spent another year searching throughout the wild mountains of the entire Zhao kingdom. Guided by the scent of fresh blood, I finally found this place. Based on my strength, I will seize the supreme treasure here, Wang Dangkong swears, I will make this treasured item renowned once again. However, Wang Dangkong's face suddenly turned to one of extreme shock. He crouched down, frantically rummaging through the corpse's body in a state of panic. Without the treasure, it's impossible. Where is the supreme treasure? During the recent battle, I even saw it stuck between the body and skin of the snake. It can't be missing. That supreme treasure has been on the body of the python for decades, becoming one with that snake. Blood, respond quickly, help me find the supreme treasure here. Wang Dangkong's whole body turned icy. He quickly leaped forward. Looking at the deep gash on the Ying dragon's corpse, Wang Dangkong's voice trembled. This wound is still fresh. Even if it is a corpse, the skin of the Ying dragon is not an ordinary thing that can be damaged. This was inflicted by the supreme treasure. The demon pill of the Ying dragon has been taken away by someone. Wang Dangkong quickly flew out of the crack in the mountain. He gritted his teeth and roared, Who? Who took my supreme treasure? Who took my demon pill? Who? Who robbed the supreme treasure so that Wang Dangkong would one day be famous in the cultivating immortals world? In the forest, far from where Wang Dangkong was going mad, Manhwa was gliding on his sword, excited, thinking to himself, I've struck it rich. This time, I really struck it rich. I think I can still hear Wang Dangkong's shout from behind. Hurry up, we have to hurry, we can't let them discover us. Not long after, Manhwa lay back in his room, exhaling a refreshing breath. Finally back, I'm exhausted. Let's check the loot. The first item is a golden storage pouch. The image of the corpse in the ravine flashed in his mind. That senior must have been the cultivator who killed that giant beast. That person must be a great character. Let's see what's in this storage pouch. Curious, Manhwa opened it, but immediately gasped and closed it shut. His hand slowly reached into the pouch, pulling out a spirit stone. Manhwa's eyes widened in astonishment. This spirit stone is quite different from regular spirit stones. It's the size of a finger, but the spiritual energy inside isn't too rich, especially since it's shrouded in mist. But, there are actually over 2,000 of them in this storage pouch. Manhwa was almost shocked to the point of freezing. So many spirit stones, I've struck it rich. Wait, the issue isn't about the money. With this precious mirror, and with spirit stones as well, doesn't that mean I can copy even higher grade supreme treasures? Calm down, calm down. Let's see what else there is. Some ordinary clothes, nothing special at all. Let's keep looking. Although that massive demon beast has been dead for many years, its tail can still transform into a demonic python. That proves how terrifyingly powerful it must have been when it was alive. I wonder, can its demon pill be replicated into a few more? Suddenly, the mirror in Manhwa's hand burst into flames, causing him to instinctively let go as he shouted. It's burning hot. Yet at that very moment, to his astonishment, the mirror flew forward on its own. It slammed the demon pill away, growing more and more frenzied, showing no sign of stopping. Manhwa had no choice but to shout. Come back. Picking up the demon pill, he sighed and muttered. What's wrong with you? This demon pill doesn't have any fur, so you're not interested. Or has your shell cracked? Manhwa placed it in his palm and began peeling away the outer shell, allowing the energy inside to be released. He exclaimed in shock. That spiritual energy is incredibly dense. He then stepped forward and picked up the sword, silently assessing it. Only one last trophy remains. Clearly, it is a wooden sword, but extremely sharp. This treasure must have a significant origin, and it is absorbing the spiritual energy from the spirit spring. Let's try taking out some spirit stones. Manhwa held a spirit stone close to the sword's body. The spiritual energy it emitted quickly disappeared, leaving him quite surprised. It's absorbed everything. If this sword can automatically absorb spiritual energy, then in the future, when I fight someone, I just need to use it to inflict wounds on my enemy, and it can absorb spiritual energy from within their body. This thing can cheat. Moreover, speaking of cheating. He opened the golden pouch once more. Manhwa raised his voice and earnestly pleaded, Precious mirror, I beg you, please. This sword has no fur, you must remain calm. He placed the mirror and the sword on the ground, determined, let's start the replication. As he held the sword in front of the mirror, Meng Hao mumbled, "Let's begin the replication. I wonder how many spirit stones it will take." As soon as his hand brought the object closer, it was immediately sucked into the mirror. Meng Hao exclaimed in shock, "What? It's gone already? Damn mirror, are you stealing? This is my life I'm trading for you." His whole body was shaking violently, but he still tried to calm himself down. Stay calm, stay calm. Or has the replication already started? Let's try again. Saying this, Meng Hao brought the spirit stones in front of the mirror, and they were sucked in the same way. He gritted his teeth in anger. "You swallow swords, and now you're swallowing spirit stones too. You wasteful thing, do I owe you? Want to mess with me? Fine, let's see how I'll deal with you." Meng Hao continued to experiment countless times, and the more he did, the more he felt something was off. No way. Is it real or fake? Great mirror, I was just joking before, you've already dealt with me. Please retract your hand, I beg you to spare me. If you keep this up, I won't play anymore, I won't keep putting spirit stones in, I can't handle this. Can't I even escape? Then suddenly, Meng Hao froze in thought. Wait, if I stop now, what will happen to the spirit stones I put in? Before completing this replication, I surely won't be able to replicate anything else. There is no turning back now. Just when Meng Hao felt the most desperate, the mirror suddenly emitted a powerful beam of light. He stared at it in astonishment, feeling confused inside. Light? I've never seen anything like it before, but now I don't even have the strength to be amazed. The light was not finished yet. After half an incense stick's time, Meng Hao stared blankly at the two swords that appeared beside the mirror. He fell to the ground, letting out a sigh of relief. In the end, I didn't lose anything, 2,000 spirit stones, just enough, 2,000 stones. Meng Hao laughed and cried at the same time, feeling extremely regretful inside. The large spirit stones in the yellow pouch are all used up. 2,000 stones. Well, it's too bad, if the old doesn't go, the new won't come. But I can't let go, it hurts too much. I need to do something joyful to compensate. Picking up a demon pill, Meng Hao pondered. I just broke through to the 5th level of qi condensation, and I haven't even stabilized my cultivation yet. I wonder how much my cultivation will increase if I eat it. In the end, he decided to eat the demon pill. The demon pill fell from above into the calm lake. Everything around was as silent as a sheet. Then suddenly, the surface of the water shook violently, water from the lake surged up high, flooding an entire large forest. Meng Hao sat cross-legged on the bed, his body emitting a thick cloud of black smoke. He had now entered the 6th stage of qi condensation. After a few days, the dark energy surrounding Meng Hao gradually dissipated. He slowly opened his eyes, stood up, shaking off the black residue that clung to him. Meng Hao walked with heavy steps, moving forward to splash water on his face to wake himself up. After a few days, Meng Hao's body had changed significantly from before. Looking back at the place where he had just sat, he wiped the water from his face and wondered, what is this black stuff? Is it the impurities expelled from my body? I heard that the 6th stage is a boundary, the spiritual energy in the body will purify the meridians and marrow. My hair has grown longer, and my body feels lighter. In the 6th stage of qi condensation, there aren't many in the sect who can bully me. Meng Hao stretched with an extremely joyful expression. This feels good, especially since this opportunity was snatched away from Wang Dengkong. Too comfortable. At the same time, in another place, the disciple knelt on one knee before the main hall and reported. Respected Wang's senior brother, I have quietly investigated many places and also inquired about several disciples in the sect, but I have found almost no shortcomings. In particular, I paid attention to Zhou Kai, Han Zong, and others. At that time, there were a total of 37 people who were not members of the sect. I thoroughly investigated each of these 37 individuals and eliminated 29 of them. Among the 6 remaining, none could prove that they were not near Black Mountain at that time. But it is certain that at that time, only 2 people were near Black Mountain, Meng Hao and Han Zong. Wang Dengkong frowned and repeated the words of the disciple. Han Zong was also at Black Mountain. Outwardly calm, but inside he was already filled with rage. Was it Han Zong who did this? Does he dare to confront me, does he want to die? Wang Dangkong asked coldly. Meng Hao. Who is he? The disciple replied. Meng Hao is the one who was injured by the sixth senior brother. Just then, a sharp pain shot through Wang Dangkong's arm. He quickly rolled up his sleeve. The red mark on Wang Dangkong's hand gradually faded and then completely disappeared. His brows furrowed even tighter, filled with rage. My inheritance has disappeared, that person secretly took my inheritance. I must stab him 1,000 times. Trying not to show any signs of distress, Wang Dangkong said coldly, "Get out." The man immediately bowed his head and replied, "As you command." After the man opened the door and left, Wang Dangkong began to seriously reconsider the situation from the day the incident occurred. That day, I used a formation to suppress the serpent. It not only had the effect of warding off evil but could also record all the spiritual energy within a certain range. As long as I reverse the formation, I can find the one who stole my inheritance. Although doing this would greatly harm my body and even my cultivation, I can't hold back. Wang Dangkong pinched 2 fingers together and brought them before him, reciting the formula, formation established. The circular formation once again appeared before his eyes.